he earned every penny of his check and then some. Well, now the Kings have turned the page. They got Darius Acuff in. They're trying to move on and continue the rebuild. Part of that is by giving the youth the keys to the castle, as I said. And also, I think Russ deserves better.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got 'em. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo.
Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITPFest.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140. Your local sports leader.
This is the Drive, baby!
The Drive Guys. Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's drive time with the Drive Guys.
Alan Stiles is not here yet. So you got Jay and Whitey today. Alan says he's going to join us at some point. We'll see. He's playing golf today in the Bobby Jackson tournament, which is great because I believe Bobby is one of, if not Alan's favorite Kings player. So Alan had said, "Hey, I'll join you guys at some point." And Jay and I said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "No, I'm going to come in." So on the one hand, Jay, maybe he's being a team player. I'm guessing he doesn't want to use a vacation day. That's my guess. He figures if he comes in, then he still gets credit for the day worked. But we'll see.
All right. Hey, however you want to freak the system, I'm down.
Whatever works. Yeah. So he should be joining us at some point. We'll see. Jay, I think we need to talk here about whatever's going on with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, as you probably heard by now, we found out on Saturday morning. I'm getting ready to do the show with Emran, the True Sports Card show. And the news comes out from Adam Schefter that Kyle Shanahan had been in a car crash, a serious crash. He incurred some serious injuries 2 weeks prior, but it came out just Saturday, right before camp. So that has sparked a lot of questions. Everything from, well, is he okay? He was at Kyle Shanahan did show up yesterday for the first day of practice, training camp, but he was only there for a short time. To debates over how did nobody know about this. You got Mike Florio going after Tim Kawakami by name. Really strange. All I'll say is, and who knows, the thing with Kyle and the injuries he sustained, the main thing is, well, he's okay. But we really don't know how okay he is. He survived, but broken finger, broken nose, lacerations on the face that required 40 stitches to close. And a severe concussion, also some cracked ribs. So, those are not just, again, some Advil, he'll be fine this weekend. I do think there's reason to, be concerned. Anytime somebody has a serious concussion, it can take a while to recover from that, and we'll see. Obviously, could have been so much worse. There are all the questions about, well, what actually happened? And we don't know, and I don't know that we will know, and it's just curious that we don't, but I'm fine with that. I do think it's interesting that one of the things that came out of this, as I say, was people like Mike Florio saying, well, you've got journalists and they're supposed to report on this. I thought that was odd, Jay. Someone calling out Tim Kawakami, like, well, people knew about this. They didn't report on it. Tim Kawakami said, look, I'm not going to just roll with these accusations. I really didn't know what happened, but I thought that was an odd angle of all this. For here we are with a coach who was seriously injured, and then you've got some members of the media pointing at other members of the media. That said, I know it's strange, but why single people out? It's a strange situation, Jay, just about any way you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'll say this, Whitey. I think we have come to a point in time in society in our area, and I talk about it quite honestly. I don't really talk about people's personal lives when it comes to athletics and things like that because I'm not in a privy. And, things in my past and history have told me when you get into people's personal lives, you start to dive down a lane that you probably don't need to. So that's my first part when it comes to Kyle Shanahan. Whatever's happening with Kyle Shanahan, get better, feel better. I mean, unfortunately, things happen in life, and it causes them to miss a game or 2 or 3 or 5. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. We'll talk about that when it comes down to that point. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to talk about hypothesize.
Right.
Until he's not there, he's not there. As of right now, it's practice. Who cares? For me, I could really care less. We talk about a veteran-led team. Man, get it in. You got other coaches that can figure it out, right? Game time is a different story. When it comes to social cues and how we operate in the sports world and really just in the entertainment and culture industry, it just, for me, further exemplifies why people consistently need to know what's going on. We're always looking to know what's in the know, right? We always want to know what's happening. And then you got people who's pointing fingers and say, well, you should have reported what happened.
Right.
It's a fine line because I think it has to dive. Again, I started with the fact that it is a personal situation, and maybe Tim Kawakami, of the Athletic, or excuse me, not of the Athletic, at a Standard, right?
Yeah.
It said I chose to keep it off the books because it's a personal endeavor right now. So Florio is I've had a lot of history with Florio. I understand where he comes from. He is a self-created PF. Pro Football Talk is self-created. He has done a great job in creating, a lane in this industry for himself and his medium. And so I guess if he chooses to stand on that and want to go after Tim Kawakami and point fingers, then that's up to him, man. That for me, that's a personal riff-raff type situation. So, hey, man, more power to you, Mike Florio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What Tim Kawakami suggests is that Mike Florio's trying to get on ESPN, so that's why he's doing this. There's accusations of some kind of conspiracy. I will say this. I'm with you. It's a private matter, and it sounds like Kyle Shanahan and his people in the organization did a good job of keeping a lid on it, and I'm not implying there's anything sinister there, but it's like it's a private thing. It is news. It is interesting that it didn't leak out.
Sure.
I'm not saying I'm not accusing anyone of a conspiracy, but it is interesting, because Tiger Woods or somebody gets in a car accident, we hear about it right away.
True.
But yeah.
Well, kudos. Let me give him a hand clap for somebody actually keeping something a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't normally happen in today's world. Normally, as you said, something happens and immediately, for the most part, we find out. And for this to happen and no one to leak it, hey, I mean, the 49ers in other ways have been, I guess the finger has been pointed at them of not holding secrets in certain instances. So shouts out to the team for doing it. I'm going to give them a little praise on that.
Chris Sims today, I think it was today, he was on with Mike Florio on Pro Football Talk. Chris Sims is very close with the Shanahan's, very close with Kyle. And he said some things he probably shouldn't have said. It's neither here nor there, but he said, I think Kyle, he's been good to people there, and the 49ers are, he's got a high profile, and, the 49ers are close with the police department, and it's like, we kind of knew that, but you really shouldn't
you don't
say
need
that.
to say that.
And then Mike Florio was like, well, he shouldn't get special treatment, so you've got all that going on. Here's what Mike Florio wrote, Pro Football Talk on X. Kyle Shanahan car accident happened on the 14th. A matter of public record, the 49ers wanted to keep it quiet till training camp opened on the 25th. Instead of reporting publicly available facts, the reporters who knew about it complied. Tim Kawakami said, Florio can attack me all he wants. He's trolling, which he sometimes does. I knew around Thursday that Shanahan wouldn't do the presser. I knew he likely wasn't going to be coaching at the start of camp. I could guess why. I didn't know exactly. To me, that's like, okay, good. Especially it's Tim Kawakami.
Right.
Yeah, Tim Kawakami is not shy about reporting things that teams don't want him to report. Yeah.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I don't know this, and, maybe somebody 916-339-1140 on the chat or the text line can help me or assist me, or maybe you can, Whitey. I don't know if auto accidents are public record. I'm not 100% sure of that. So I can't speak to that.
I think the police cars, the police calls.
Okay.
Pardon me, are, that's out there.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got
you. I know one of the officers who spoke about it said it's not our, he explained what happened, but said it's not our policy to talk about, who may have been at fault or any of that.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
There's no drugs or alcohol involved, and both drivers were cooperative.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, and this is not, I'm not trying to continue to point the finger at Florio on Pro Football Talk. Chris Sims and Kyle Shanahan, both UT guys, so I understand they have a very good relationship.
As are you.
As I believe they were there at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm calculating my years here. We had a little crossover as well. And so I'll say this. These are the things that I think, and I'll take it back to like what Kyle Draper, if you were listening to the show at the time, is sometimes when it's too much. Mm-hmm. When is it too much? When do we need to stop? And this is just me speaking for Kyle Draper now. When is it too much? When do we not need to know what's going on in your life? When do we need to not know what happened, right? Now, I get the fact of if you want to say, well, hey, Jay, he is a prime position. He is in the NFL. He is a head coach. It's news. Yeah, it's news, right?
Yeah.
You should at least tell us he was in a car accident and he is okay. More power to you.
Which we found out.
I think we got that information. I think what Florio was hunting for, and I could be wrong, maybe I'll shoot him a text. I doubt he comes on, but I would say maybe he's looking for a little more information. And then again, that's the type of journalism Mike Florio has done for years. That pretty much has got him to this point, right? It's kind of been a insider, letting things be known that most people don't want to be known.
Yeah, there are things you could say that he's implying some things, but it's not clear that he is. And to the point you made when we first started talking about this, it's irresponsible even to say, well, here's what he could be implying, because as far as we know, there's nothing that anyone was trying to cover up or protect or anything like that. I'll say this, Mike Florio, it's just been something I've noticed over the years. He seems to like taking shots at the Shanahans. I have no idea why. But that's been a consistent theme in some of his reporting. I've noticed that. So anyway, hopefully the coach is fine, but that is potentially something to keep an eye on. I'm just talking about the football of it. Anytime anybody suffers a serious concussion, there are things that they may be dealing with for an extended period and nobody knows. So again, I'm not saying, oh, this is terrible, but he was at practice for a half hour. He's dealing with a lot of injuries. Serious concussions can linger. Hopefully this won't. So, he's okay, thank goodness. We're not sure how okay he is. So that's something that could impact the season. But as of now, seems like everybody's obviously thrilled that he's okay. Onward and upward. Chris Forster running the drills. And if anything, it's something on the field the 49ers can rally around.
Yeah, I would think so. I would say as a 49er fan, as a supporter, it's never a dull moment. It's never a dull moment in Santa Clara. We've had contract negotiations. We had an unfortunate event when it come to Ricky Pearsall, in San Francisco. He was going to an event.
Right away. That's another thing.
Very
we knew
true.
About that right away.
Absolutely. And so it's just never a dull moment with the 49ers. I'll say this, September 10th is the first game. You got a month and a little bit of change.
Yeah.
As we get closer and as we have the Vic Tafers of the world, the Mayokos of the world, the Barrows of the world, the Jennifer Lee Chans of the world, and people like that, and Cam Inman of the world, if they come as we get closer to the start of the season and we start to hear that Shanahan may not be ready, then I'll have those conversations. Until then, I'm not speculating. I'm not hypothesizing what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, because we don't know.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is going to happen with Brandon Ayuk?
I think he's going to be cut finally, sooner rather than later. But again, we keep hearing what? He has to reinstate himself. He's got to sign in the proper paperwork.
He's got the rarely used left team designation. So the 49ers say he has left the team. That allows them to park him. He can't go anywhere else. They don't pay him, and that's where he stays. I did some research. They can't just remove that. He has to apply for reinstatement. The 49ers can't say, all right, he's back. He has to apply for reinstatement. And Brandon Ayuk says, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any business with them. So until he does something, he's stuck there, and the 49ers can just leave him. They don't have to do anything. So it's very unfortunate. Somebody needs to give Brandon Ayuk better advice for his own sake.
I'm pretty sure people have. You hear his former coach. You hear other people. We know he split with an agent. Sounds like him and Jaden Daniels aren't on a honeymoon phase anymore.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. I think he has a fiance, not a wife. I could be wrong in that, but
I thought it was his wife. Maybe not.
I never remember them getting married.
Okay,
yeah,
when
but I could
when
be
they
wrong.
finished up the Super Bowl year, I remember her saying, "Yeah, we'll see. They better pay him." But maybe you're right.
Yeah. But again, that's their personal life.
Of
Hence
course.
why I've never done the research
Of
on
course.
it.
Yeah.
But I would say this. I think people have tried to reach out and have a conversation. I've heard his former college coach. I've heard of plenty of people, teammates talk about they've reached out to him. This is a Brandon Ayuk thing, and hopefully he does get some type of assistance and some type of help and be able to navigate this, and hopefully the young fella's able to find himself on another team if that's what he chooses and the league dictates that. And so, when it really comes down to it, I think the 49ers are going to play the game. How many times I think everyone could probably relate to this. How many times have we ever had to do something and the proper paperwork wasn't signed, the T's weren't crossed, the I's weren't dotted, then you have to redo it, or, you got to amend it. There's always something to do with paperwork, right? So I think that's where he's at. I don't know what Brandon Ayuk. I think the ball is in his court. I think the 49ers immediately will let him go and let him find a place to reside if that's what he chooses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what's up with the 49ers, and fingers crossed on Kyle Shanahan and his health. But one of the weirdest things about this story.
Get better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned Chris Sims. He was on Pro Football Talk talking about it, and I saw a little bit of that today. And he says he got a text from Kyle's wife. Again, their families are really close. And she says, Kyle was in this terrible accident. And Chris Sims said, really? And then he says, she sent me all these pictures, like right away, like pictures of his injuries. It's like, oh my goodness. That's where you may have heard something about, did he almost lose an eye? Chris Sims said that Kyle Shanahan had one of those open cuts because he needed 40 stitches and it was near his eye. So I'm just saying that if you hear it, he almost lost an eye, that's where that comes from. One of the cuts was near his, how close? I don't know, but it sounds like he just did a full-on, I don't know if the airbag's involved or he just got smashed dead on right in the face.
Yeah, sounds like he took a major brunt of the impact and the force when it comes to the injuries he sustained because of the accident.
Yeah,
it's going to come out. And he may have a sit down with NBC Sports Bay Area. It could be right here on the Drive Guys. Maybe he'll do a one-on-one with ESPN4 later. I mean, he's going to sit down if he's with us and, and healthy to do it. It'll come out, Whitey, sooner or later, because that's just the way the life that we live at this point. And for me, I find it interesting. And again, I go back to what Draper always talks about. He talked about this all the time. Is how people, and how people feel like they need to know. Like, if we don't know, it's almost like you're cheating me because I don't know what happened. I don't need to know absolutely everything, even if it is a coach of the NFL.
Right.
There's another coach right now going through some very personal things, Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't need to know all the things, all the details that are happening with him and his family. But we see a lot of those things being reported and how they're reported. And that's, to each their own. If you want to follow that type of situation, if that's the type of information that you want to indulge yourself in, then more power to you. You have the freedom to do that. I just find it very interesting that there are fans who feel like they're cheated. It's almost like, you know what? I have to know that. And because I don't know it, now it's like, oh, no, wait a minute. There's a big issue. There's a problem. You're hiding something. I don't necessarily know if that's true.
I understand that, and you should respect someone's privacy, but I also don't think it's unreasonable to think that information regarding a public figure is going to be made public. I think you're right. I think it will be eventually. By the way, another element here, because, people are, as you say, Jay, speculating. Chris Sims says that Kyle Shanahan was coming back. It was in the morning, 6-something, 7-something in the morning. Apparently, Kyle Shanahan was coming back from a chiropractic adjustment. So, yeah.
All right.
So there's none sinister about that.
I mean, look, you got to get your say straight, don't you?
Yeah. Yes. So I'm sure we'll have more on that here in the weeks to come. Hopefully it's all about how much better he's getting. And you're right. I would think at some point Kyle Shanahan's going to say, all right, look, this is what went down. But right now, that's not topped on his list.
Nah,
well, I better meet with Matt Mayoko and tell him what's going on.
The fans want to know, did I turn the steering wheel to the left? Did I hit the brake? Did I hit the gas? Did I accelerate? What color shirt was I wearing? Like you said, I mean, even the fact that we know where he's coming from, and I know Chris Sims is sharing that, and maybe the Shanahan family has allowed him to share that. But man, honestly, I don't give a damn.
But I do, because some people are going to think, well, I know where it was coming from.
But see, that's the problem, Whitey, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I always go back to what Draper says. We don't need to be in the know of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we've crossed that line in life that we have to absolutely know everything that's going on about the next person. We don't need to.
Right. But I think, and not so much in the case of Kyle Shanahan, but in terms of celebrities, anybody who's like, I'm on camera, I'm selling you this or that because I'm cool. To me, that opens the door like, all right, well then you are if you're trying to sell me something because how cool you are, then I kind of need to know things about you.
Well,
now,
that
doesn't
different.
really apply to Kyle Shanahan because he's not out there, doing a lot of
absolutely. That's different.
That's part of celebrity,
right? If you open yourself up to a reality show, then okay, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a Survivor and you're talking about friends and family, and like you said, that's your lane. Then that's your lane. Already, the fact that you are some form of celebrity, like a Kyle Shanahan, a musician, a Whitey Gleason, people already want to know what's going. They want to know what car you drive, where'd you get your gear, Whitey, who cut your hair, how's your wife cook. People want to know about those things, right? And sometimes we reveal those things to people. We pull back the curtain and allow people to see those things. I'm with you. Depends on the position that you play in the industry. If you are a reality star and you want to showcase your life, then yeah, that's the part of it. But I don't see Kyle Shanahan running around here. I mean, they don't even want to be on Hard Knocks.
Right.
They've said this multiple times. We don't even want to be on Hard Knocks. Mm-hmm. We don't want to reveal some of our secrets. We don't want to let you in and open the door and let you come up and see how we put our feet on the coffee table.
I think I would meet you at least 3/4 of the way, maybe more. Here's where I would leave the door open. I'm with you. It's a private thing, a private matter. He's a private person, so that's why we didn't find out about it. And if we find out everything later or whatever we need to know, fine. I do think it's worth wondering, well, wait, why didn't we find out about this? Because typically there's some news about something like that. Somebody who's well-known in a car crash, usually you find out about that. Why didn't we find out about this? I'm not saying, there's something terrible going on, but I do think that's curious.
The timing of it.
Yeah.
That's what you're questioning?
Yeah.
Because we found out.
Right.
We have found out. So you pretty much got your answer. You're saying the timing of how you found out or why we didn't find out. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
so it's the timing that you have an issue.
I just think that's something to wonder about, but bottom line is it's a private thing. It's a private person. We'll see. It'll probably come out at some point. Speaking of football, what do you make of this from your guy? No, Alan's guy, Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza was talking about the competition in Raider camp between Fernando Mendoza and Kirk Cousins. And Fernando says he will compete with Kirk Cousins, not against him. He says, competing with each other is pushing each other to be the best quarterback we can possibly be for the Las Vegas Raiders and to enable us to then win as many games as possible. Against is withholding information, wishing maybe not the best intent on somebody. So Fernando said, well, we're competing with him, not against. That's not competition.
Yeah.
You're competing with him for the starting job. Deal with it.
Hey, you know what? It was Kingston. It was Flemings, right? Who came out and said that they compared their playing style to Aaron Wiggins or something like Kason Wallace. I think it was a Kason Wallace.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect to Kason Wallace, but if you're going to be a top 7 pick or 5 or 6 or 10 pick, I'd rather you kind of compare yourself to maybe a Jalen Brunson or some sort. This is kind of under the same lines for me. I know you have to say the right things, but do you really? You're the number 1 pick in the world.
There's
right
a better way of saying it
right. Yeah, I'm a little worried for them boys over there in Las Vegas. If I'm Mendoza, I'm going to take every absolute thing I possibly can from Kirk Cousins, a wily veteran albeit I probably need to be talking to his agent because he has like the best agent in the world, being one of the highest paid athletes to ever put on a jersey and ain't won a nothing.
Yeah.
So where's his agent, first of all? Let me have a great conversation with that person and that entertainment crew. But beyond that, I'm going to learn the tips, the tricks, the things. I'm going to operate and watch how he does things. I'm going to see the type of suits that he puts on. I'm going to see how he categorizes certain things. I'm going to watch how he treats his family in training camp. Oh, yeah, that's all fine and dandy. And, yes, he's been around the game for a long time. He may get the first 2 or 3 starts, but Whitey, I'm coming.
Yeah.
You better believe I want to start.
I understand why the Raiders want to be respectful of Kirk Cousins, but they're almost walking on eggshells. Last week, Cousins might play the whole season. No, he's not. You better not. That would mean something's wrong. And then, I'm not competing against him. I'm competing with him. What are they so worried about?
See that, and that's why I say I separate it in the form of the Raiders versus Mendoza. Mendoza should be saying something completely different. I'm the number 1 pick in the world. You don't have to come out there like Mike Irvin.
Right.
I'm not saying that.
I have a lot to learn from him, but I'm going to be the best quarterback I can be as fast as I can be.
Absolutely. And I see I see great things happening for me, and hopefully it begins this year. Albeit, I understand I'm coming in probably second fiddle right now, but you better believe I'm turning up the volume. There's so many different things that you possibly could say. I don't know. A terrible organization continues to be ran terribly.
I just want to wrap up our first segment here. We got some DeMar DeRozan stuff coming up, bottom of the hour. I just want to say that watch some A's baseball this weekend. Things are not going great for the A's.
Sorry for you, Whitey.
No, I'm telling Jay, it was awesome from a local angle, and it was awesome because Mark Kreidler's son, Ryan Kreidler, is playing shortstop for the Twins. And it was just really cool to see.
Okay.
When you're like, there's Ryan Kreidler. It's like, I've been to his house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Ryan is a young man who went to UCLA, and he was drafted by the Tigers, and he struggled with the Tigers. And this year, he got a chance with the Twins, and he's really doing a fine job for them. And that's an up-and-coming team. They're a little under 500. But it was just really awesome to see. So it was funny because, in a way, I felt more of a local connection to the Minnesota Twins and Ryan Kreidler than I do to the A's, who are just kind of they're sleeping on the couch here for a little bit.
You letting them in?
Until our house is ready.
Yeah. You invited your family members into that new build is ready to go.
Yeah.
And you just all pushing through. Yeah, you gets on your nerves a little bit. When it checked the orange juice, it was a little low. Yeah, you came in, wanted to get a few bites of cereal. Wasn't there. The prize was pulled out of the cereal box. I get you. I understand. You have personal ties to the Kreidler family. So I could see why, you're a proud uncle, a step uncle, so to say, when it comes to that. But no, shouts out to the Kreidler family, the young Kreidler getting it in. And man, let me tell you, it's not hard. It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy to get to the show.
He'll be here.
It's big time.
Next month, the Twins come here. So
there you go. You pulling up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good old Uncle Whitey.
That would be awesome. Ryan Kreidler playing, at Sutter Health Park.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Major League Baseball.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you need to pick them up. Although I say that, but then they'll be gone.
Yeah, then you'll be the family member sleeping on the couch when you come to Las Vegas. Yeah,
that was cool to see. And unfortunately for the A's, another injury. Shea Langoliers has a meniscus injury, so he might miss the rest of the season. Maybe that will mean the A's won't trade him, so maybe there's a silver lining there. What's up with DeMar DeRozan and who wants him and why the Kings still care? That's when we come back. It's Jay and Whitey until Alan arrives. Drive, guys. Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Hi, this is Adam Johnson, owner of Golf Fitness Solutions. Exercise and golf have been two important activities in my life. I opened Golf Fitness Solutions in 2013 to help my fellow golf enthusiasts improve their posture, relieve their pain, gain strength and endurance, and most importantly, hit the ball farther. From beginners to professionals, I've had success working with all ages and all skill levels, and I can help you too. Located in Carmichael, call us at 916-802-5175 or go to golffitnesssolutions.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
On BritBox, there is a place where stories twist like cobblestone roads, grand manners hide secrets, and stakes are higher than seaside cliffs. Find places worth getting lost in on BritBox. Watch new series like The Other Bennett Sister from the world of Jane Austen and A Woman of Substance starring Golden Globe winner Brenda Blethyn. If you want to get away, you're in the right place. Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Free trial at BritBox.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, I heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. Plus, save thousands more with 0% financing for 60 months.
Wow, $14,000 off MSRP and 0% financing. That's crazy.
At Hoblet, our goal is to get you the hard-to-find heavy-duty truck you need at the best price possible. Plus, we have over 600 Rams available.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
14,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $9,500 dealer discount and factory incentives. Incentives include $500 on-the-job upfit with eligible upfit, 1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, 0% financing for 60 months on approved credit through SFS, $16.67 per thousand borrowed, 10th is net savings. See dealer for details.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Alan says he's going to be joining us at some point today. We'll see. Bless him for making the effort, but he's at the Bobby Jackson tournament. Those things tend to take a while, as you probably know. And that's a little bit of a hike, so we'll see. Maybe Alan makes it. If he doesn't, we certainly understand.
I said 4:30. He was like, no, Jay, no, in the Allen voice. And I'm like, all right, bro. I've never played in a celebrity tournament, but I've definitely been to many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ever really remember anyone, especially who tees off at 10 o'clock, being done before about 4 o'clock.
Yeah. He said, I'll be done by 3. I'll be there at 4.
I'll be there. Like, yeah, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would think.
Not unless he's playing speed golf.
Right. And didn't he have a partner who didn't want to ride in the cart? Didn't he want to walk
supposedly Matt George was going to,
Yeah, well, go ahead, brother.
Show his, flex his endurance a little bit.
Well, hey, man, more power to him. What was my guy, Casey? What was the?
Oh, yeah, Casey Martin.
Casey Martin. More power to you, Casey Martin.
Yeah.
The reverse.
Yeah. Those celebrity and charity tournaments are known for many, many things. Fast play is not one of them.
No
So,
speed.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everyone's having a good time.
And then on top of that, you also have the post-tournament engagements, right? Like you have you got to shake hands, kiss babies.
That's what Ellen loves more than anything.
Right.
The networking.
The posturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, it's, I don't know. I doubt we'll see him too soon.
Hey, Ellen, I got to go to the show. Well, hold on. I want you to meet Greg Vaughn. Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yo, Greg. Yo, G. I heard you might have been put a donor to Kenyatta.
So we'll see Allen when we see him, whether that's later today or tomorrow. Hopefully he's having a good time. Here's the news on DeMar DeRozan. Shams had it today. Miami Heat, Denver Nuggets, Cleveland Cavaliers have shown interest in veteran DeMar DeRozan. So some things fallen into place now that LeBron has made his decision. Cavaliers signing Mario Hezonja. Jonathan Kuminga finding out that no one wants to give me the money I want.
No,
I
sir.
don't know what he's going to do. But the Heat, Nuggets, and Cavs, according to Shams, have interest in DeMar DeRozan. The Kings do have some interest in who's most interested because depending on how much money he gets paid, that will take less pressure or more pressure. It'll take more pressure off the Kings. Jay, as James McCauley points out, I'll run it down for you here. The equation for offsets or set-offs is the player's new salary minus a veteran minimum for 1 year of service multiplied by 50. So, I know as a cap guy that's a little involved.
Yep.
But basically, the more he signs for, the more relief the Kings get. So he's not going to be back. And then if no one signs him, then they would probably stretch and waive him. But they got lots of time before they'd have to do that. So interesting that there is legitimate interest in DeMar DeRozan. No surprise, but I'm glad. At the same time, I don't think we've talked about this. There was a report that came out from a writer, a Miami Heat writer, whose name escapes me, and I apologize, but I believe he's a legitimate, well-known writer.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he said that an anonymous scout or anonymous coach, told the Heat, oh, you don't want Russ because he's hard to coach. And I know that from these corners of Sacramento, there was immediate pushback to that.
Yeah.
Because that was one thing Russ was not last year. Doug Christie said it. I know Matt George tweeted it like, oh, no, he was a dream this year to coach. I don't know who said it or why they said it. I do think it's possible both things could be true. Because last year, Russ was in a situation where, Russ, we need you. We're not winning a lot of games. Do what you do. So what was he going to complain about? Whereas I think other teams where they've been more reluctant to let Russ be Russ, he probably was a little harder to coach. So I think both things could be true. I wasn't in the locker room in either case, but that's my guess, is that there's some truth to both of them.
Yeah, I could see that. I thought we were going down a different road, but I do remember seeing that tweet, but I don't remember who put that out. So I'm with you on that. And I remember you and Alan had a conversation real briefly last week about it. I'll say this: I think Russ is kind of at the end of his rope, and I could definitely see the situation as you said it played out. Maybe he was a little more willing and relenting on the attitude and proposing that and opposing the attitude on the organization of the Sacramento Kings versus some of the other organizations that he has in the past. Barry Jackson, yeah. Barry Jackson's been around for a long time.
Miami Herald,
yeah. long time. BJ has been around for a long time, but I think Russ is at the point that if he wants to continue to play, he probably along with his camp have to come to grips that he won't be the Russell Westbrook of old. His positioning on other teams won't be starting point guard, the lead, ball in his hand, So
yeah.
If that is playing, and I don't know if that is playing a role in what's going on, I would hope that if Russ wants to continue to play, that he can for lack of a better term, come to grips with it. And if he doesn't, then, man, dude's had a Hall of Fame career.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have fun? I just saw him, I believe, the WNBA All-Star. His lovely wife and his children, they were there. And so, more power to you, Russ. If that's how you want to, you don't want to play anymore, do anything in the NBA, if they're asking you to conform to something that you don't want to, then, hey, it is what it is, man.
Right.
I truly think there are, and who was it you guys were talking? Oh, DeMarcus, right? DMC, DeMarcus Cousins was talking about how some of our greats we don't praise or we don't allow
them to leave gracefully.
Yeah. Right. And so hopefully Russ and his camp and his family can figure out something that we don't have to have that conversation with his name attached to it down the road.
Mm-hmm. I think for a player to really leave gracefully, the player has to be willing to do that.
Yep.
And so often the best competitors are never willing to do
Never.
that. That's what makes them great. You have a guy who is told his whole career, you can't do it, and he proves people wrong. Then he gets towards the end of his career, he's going to start believing people?
Yeah.
No, that's how he's successful, is by never believing people who say you can't do it. You know, look at Jerry Rice. You know, he was hanging on with, like, the Seahawks and the Broncos. In his mind, he's like, no, I'm not done. So it's hard when the player is thinking, I can still play, I still want to play.
Very difficult to turn it off.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I always go back to the Allen Iverson. I was a huge Iverson guy. Still am. I've always said he had more gas left in the tank, but the NBA and some of the organizations that was interested in his services wanted him to come off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, I'm just not. And so he chose to go out on his own shield, albeit I've heard multiple, interviews where he's like, yeah, I knew I had more, but they were asking me to do some things that I didn't want to. And so long as you are able to recognize that, I'm hoping most players could, go, like DeMarcus said, go out gracefully on their own terms. But as you said, Whitey, it's very difficult to turn that off. So we'll see with Russ. Man, I just want him to do whatever he feels is the best. And if that means that, he attaches his name to another organization or returns to another organization to continue to play, do it until you can't, big fella.
Yeah. And DeMar may be at that same bridge where some of these teams, Denver, Cleveland, Miami, may say, we love you, but we need you to play a different role than what you've done. I don't know. Maybe not, but that may be where that is. By the way, 11th North here in the chat says that was a good Allen impression that you did.
Shouts out to 11 North.
Yeah, it was good.
Out. Yeah, that's Allen.
I tuned in and thought, Allen's there. I just heard.
You know how Allen is. Allen could get fired up sometimes over things that don't necessarily need to be, the spark doesn't need to light the flame.
That's Allen.
That's Allen,
what
though.
makes him Allen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So shouts out to Allen. Hopefully, I will say this, though. Speaking of Allen, Matt George, afternoon drive guys, all that good jazz, hopefully we will get some form of reporting maybe later today or tomorrow about Allen and Matt George and their Mendoza/Kirk Cousins rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who Mendoza and I don't know who is Kirk Cousins, but it's like we know they're competing. But, today they were all kumbaya because they were on the same team. But Allen saw it as a form of a little scouting. It's like
keep on playing those mind games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to kind of hear how that went out there today, too.
Well, that was the main reason he said he wanted to come in, because he said, I'm going to have great material on everything that went on out there. So, okay.
Yeah, well, Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow, bro. It's not,
Allen, when he's got something to say, it's hard to wait.
Well, guess what? What we also have? Telephones.
Mm-hmm.
New form of technology.
That's right.
It's been around
I've heard about that.
A little time, Whitey, just a little time.
You can even see somebody on your phone when you talk to them.
Right. Yeah,
I haven't done that. I've just heard about it. When we come back, Jeff Kent on whether Barry Bonds should be joining him in Cooperstown. Some interesting comments from the newest Giant Hall of Famer when we're right back. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Does Russell Westbrook no longer fit into the vision for the Kings?
Russ outplayed his contract last year in every possible way, and I think he earned every penny of his check and then some. Well, now the Kings have turned the page. They got Darius Acuff in. They're trying to move on and continue the rebuild. Part of that is by giving the youth the keys to the castle, as I said. And also, I think Russ deserves better.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A. Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Get as loud as you can for Monster Jam!
The one and only Monster Jam. Packed with stunts, smiles, and jaw-dropping skills. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Coming to Golden One Center August 15th and 16th. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Morgan & Morgan. Specially priced Saturday night tickets available.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Interesting comments from new Hall of Famer Jeff Kent on Barry Bonds and whether he belongs in the Hall. We'll get to that in just a moment. We got Jay and Whitey today. Alan's golfing. He may join us, maybe not. We'll see. He says he will, but you know those things sometimes take longer than anticipated. The 49ers, meanwhile, quick training camp note. You know, they have Brock Purdy, of course, in camp, Mac Jones, and they have Curtis Rourke. They have Adrian Martinez, practice squad guy. They had somebody, a quarterback, come in to work out some tight ends. UFL MVP Jack Plummer. And I assume when I saw that, I don't know about you, Jay, I assume, Jack Plummer must be Jake's kid. It's not related to Jake Plummer at all. Yeah,
no.
Yeah, but Jack Plummer coming in to work out some tight ends. So the 49ers have a number of options at the quarterback position.
Hopefully we don't need to utilize any but one.
They apparently like Curtis Rourke a lot, and we know they like Adrian Martinez.
Yeah, I mean, tongue in cheek. I mean, somebody's got to hold the position. Why not those fellas?
Well, you know, you got the quarterback whisperer there in Kyle Shanahan, too.
Yeah.
You can see things that others can't see.
Absolutely. He's whispering. He is getting it done.
Did you watch any of the Hall of Fame baseball stuff yesterday
I did
or follow
not.
it in any form or fashion?
No, sir, I did not.
Yeah. I watched some of it early in the morning, which was before anything started. Then I just like to review, what was said. And I like to take a moment, as I did this morning, to look at the actual inductees and just refresh myself a little bit with the careers they had. It's interesting to me. You have 2 of the 3 new Hall of Famers were Giants.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Yeah.
Jeff Kent and Carlos Beltran. And then Andrew Jones, Jay, I forgot about this. Andrew Jones hit 51 home runs one year.
Oh, yeah, he was a beast, man.
Hank Aaron never hit 50 home runs, but Andrew Jones did one year.
Andrew Jones is, for me, in my life, he and Ken Griffey Jr., when you talk about center fielders, those are the first two names that come to my mind. Right? They're the prototypical center fielders. They made it look easy, very smooth, both hit very well. So, it just depends on which style you liked. A lot of people did dislike the fact that Andrew Jones looked like he was loafing, looked like he was taking it easy. But he was just naturally smooth with a lot of things he did in the field. But, Andrew Jones, don't get it twisted. He was, 400 and some odd home runs? He was right there.
Yeah.
He put him up.
And they just did a great center fielder.
One of the best.
Obviously, a lot of the questions for Jeff Kent were about Barry Bonds. Oh, you were great as a Giant. What about Barry Bonds? And I saw you. Well, it was. And I was watching some interview they showed with him yesterday that had been recorded. Tom Verducci talking to him. And, of course, actually, I think I had the sound off because I was, interested but not that interested.
Right.
And, of course, they showed him in the dugout with getting a fight with Barry Bonds.
Right.
What about Barry Bonds? So Jeff Kent was on Tom Tolbert's podcast. And Tom Tolbert asked Jeff Kent, "Oh, so you're in the Hall of Fame now. Do you think Barry Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame?" Very interesting answer.
Well, you've got a good argument, and the other side's got a good argument too. I'm on the fence on this, Tom.
Me too.
I can't swing the other way, but you're right. You got a good argument. And I've talked to a few people that make a good case both ways. But let me tell you this: what I do know, and I'm glad I don't have a vote because. Yeah. That's the side of the fence that if you vote for it and you stand on, you got to come up with that argument. And I don't want to argue it anymore. But this is what I do know. Barry was one of the best players I ever played with and one of the best players I ever saw play the game. Now, I rip on Barry a little bit sometimes because you got to have a weakness. And the only weakness I ever saw with Barry is he didn't throw the ball to home plate from left field very hard very much. But the dang guy could do everything else well and better than anybody I ever saw. And I learned a heck of a lot from Barry. I hit in the same hitting group as Barry did every day. I watched him. I had confidence in choking up the bat a little bit because Barry did. I watched how quick his movements were in the box, his hand strength. I even learned a little bit from his dad, Bobby, who was awesome. Bobby taught me a little bit about driving the hands down and working on that and in spring training, and I missed a little bit of Bobby too. Dusty used to tell me, you think Barry's good, you should have watched Bobby play. And so I don't know what's going to happen for Barry. As a teammate, sometimes Barry gets a bad rap, but I tell you, he's one of the best players I ever saw play the game.
So not really taking a stand there, Jay. You can make a strong case either way, and I'll tell you what, he was a great player. But I'm glad I don't have a vote.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the only one that kind of read into this in the direction you are.
Right.
I was like, he wasn't taking shots at him.
We took one.
But yeah, well, he did. Because he talked about not being I guess he basically was saying he wasn't a good left fielder for the most part. You can read into how you want to. But it was like he took a stand. Normally, I say this. Normally, Whitey, when you're talking to a teammate or someone that is as great as Barry Bonds is, he was a Hall of Famer no matter what. That's probably what you're going to hear.
Yeah.
He should be in the Hall of Fame. Jeff Kent, I mean.
You can make a strong case either way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and let me say this. Shouts out to Jeff Kent. You can't take back what's already been done. He's a Hall of Famer. Barry Bonds made you a Hall of Famer too, though.
Yeah.
Let's not get that twisted.
Yeah.
You probably don't make the Hall of Fame if it's not for playing with Barry Bonds.
Saw some better pitches with
I
Barry.
would imagine so, right? And you talked about choking up the bat. Okay, brother.
Yeah.
We should also talk about all the other things that Barry brought to you that you didn't have to deal with because he took it on his shoulders. I just think it just continues to show their relationship was never peaches and cream.
Right.
And I think if nothing else, I take that away from this conversation. They were never on the good foot, for sure, Whitey.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Barry did post a very nice message of congratulations. So,
via what? Twitter?
I think it was. Yeah,
okay.
I think he said, congratulations. He's a wonderful teammate, good player.
Right.
But everyone's trying to be on your best behavior. You don't want anything to overshadow in a moment like that, right, for anybody. But the best Jeff Kent can do is to say, yeah, you can make a case either way.
Him, right.
Yeah. He just couldn't do it.
If you want to stand on that line, on that other side of the line.
Do it.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Jeff Kent is kind of, people have had whispers and conversations, as probably just about everybody during that era, right? Minus maybe Ken Griffey Jr.
Whispers,
or somebody.
certain. Yeah.
Of allegations that he may have been doing some things.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, if that's how you feel, stand on that. Why not just come out and say, you know what? There's been some things about me. I played the game straight as possible, straight as an arrow. Mm-hmm. And there's been some things about Barry. I can't call it. I don't know. He can't say I wasn't there, but he could also say, I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't on Barry's team. As guys know, sometimes I think people, it's just easier sometimes to just say the right thing. And then vice versa. There's also times where it's just a little easier just to say, you know what? Man, I sure hope Barry might be able to get in.
Yeah.
But, I'm not all the way down with it.
No.
Because he made it's like it was kind of weird. He made it a little weird.
I agree. He tried his best. He went as far as he could go.
Right. Just stand on it sometimes.
I'll tell you what. He was he couldn't throw at all, but he was a really good player. Even in trying to compliment him. He's like, the rag arm out there in left field. But everybody has a weakness. But other than that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Dusty says his dad was better than him.
Right. I was just going to say, then he proceeds to say, I learned a lot from Bobby Bonds. And then said, Dusty told, Bobby should have seen Bobby. No disrespect to Bobby Bonds. He wasn't his son, though. Come on, man. We're talking about Barry Bonds here.
He had a cannon, though.
Yeah. I understand, according to Jeff Kent, Barry didn't. He had a 22 out there. Uh-huh. But I'm okay with the fact that saying Barry was better than his father on the ball field.
Yeah.
I'm securing that.
Yeah.
I know Jeff Kent, man, he made it a lot harder. If you don't like it, just say you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. That's one of my things, here we go, pull back the curtain. One of the things that I've had to learn being a girl dad, sometimes you be like, that's just not it. And they don't want to hear that, right? And so Jeff, you could have just said, hey, man, me and Barry don't have the greatest relationship. No doubt, as a ball player, he deserves to get in it. But there are some things that he has to clear up.
Yeah.
And if you want to stand on that side, then go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to wiggle his way through that answer.
Uh-huh.
It was painful.
Mm-hmm.
It was painful.
I'm balancing on the fence.
Barry's dad was a heck of a ball player, Tom. And Dusty Baker always told and guess
Dusty
what I also
told me that Barry's dad was better than his old rag arm.
And since we're talking about how good
I see
he
better
is,
arms on a chair.
Right. Since how good he was, let me tell you what he wasn't good at.
Yeah.
Did he say anything that he was good in?
I don't remember specifically.
In an indirect way. He didn't say man, he was a great hitter. Didn't say, his vision was the best. Didn't say, he was like, oh, I learned to choke up on the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I hope one day Barry's in there.
He should be.
I was always anti-steroids. There's a lot of players, I'm convinced, in the Hall of Fame that did steroids. So why leave one guy out? My favorite Barry Bonds story, though, was remember when they're playing the Braves and the Braves walked him off because Barry couldn't throw out Sid Bream at the plate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Andy Van Slyke tells the story. Andy Van Slyke playing center. And I think Cabrera was the pinch hitter.
Yes. Yes.
And Barry feels like Barry's he's not, whichever it was, he was like too far into left center or not far enough. So anyway, before the pitch, Andy Van Slyke says he moves him over, waves him over.
Okay.
And said Barry flipped him off. And then that's where the ball goes. And they lose the game.
Man, listen, Barry, I've been told by multiple people he's one of a kind. And I truly believe you have to be one of a kind, going back to the Russ Westbrook and great players and things like that, to be one of the greats. Yeah. He deserves to be a Hall of Famer.
From what I've heard, he doesn't get credit for the fact that his mind, when it came to hitting, he knew what the pitcher was going to do.
Yeah.
Steroids have nothing to do with that. But he knew he was a brilliant, brilliant hitter.
You have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, to do what he did at the plate in between that chalk, Whitey, mentally and the game, you have to be light years in front of these pitchers. You know, to even get into the league, you have to be a good hitter, no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part, right? And so, I mean, there are some exceptions to the rule. My guy, Ray Ordonez. But I'm just saying, to be the greatest or, compared to the greatest, oh, no doubt about it. Who was a Hexo Bar said, you never heard of Ricky Henderson? I mean, I think you misunderstood what I said there, Mr. Barr or Mrs. Barr. I said center fielders. Center fielders. Does anybody remember Ricky Henderson being a center fielder?
He played there a little bit, but he was a left fielder.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Dwayne Murphy was a center fielder.
There you go.
Yeah. The Kings are dead last in ESPN's new power rankings. Should Kings fans care at all? We're back with that and more next. Sactown Sports.
This is Sactown, baby! Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at facebook.com/Sactown Sports to keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here, so proud to talk about my new friends at Pest Pros, where they are family-owned, they are locally rooted, and they are committed to serving Northern California. I got a mouse problem at my house, and I don't like mice. I got a cockroach problem at my house, and I don't like cockroaches. That's a real thing. You're going to get pest protection somewhere. Why not get it at a place that is locally owned and operated? Longtime Kings fans and partners, and the community, you've spoken. They're back-to-back Sacramento favorites. So if you got pest control, you don't have Pest Pros. Step up to the pros with their all-star lineup. Don't just make the call, make the right call. Go to pestprosps.com, Sacramento grown, family owned, or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345. Step up to the pros at Pest Pros.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi, this is Adam Johnson, owner of Golf Fitness Solutions. Most golfers practice their swing, but ignore the body swing in the club. We help golfers move better, get stronger, reduce pain, build power, and play longer. Join us for a free trial week and see how golf-specific training can help you support your body and your game. Try a class, meet the team, and find a right program for your goals. Call 916-802-5175 or visit golffitnesssolutions.com. Golf Fitness Solutions. Move better, feel better, play better.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Noah.
My first car was a 2001 Dodge Neon with a blue wing, and it happened to match my high school sweetheart, who's now my wife, her black 2005. So my uncle has been in the industry for well over 25 years. He recommended Rock Auto immediately to buy my first set of brakes. I would recommend Rock Auto just because it's simple, it's easy to find the parts you're looking for, it's all at a good price.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Folsom Chevy's making it very easy to get into a new truck. 0% financing for 5 years. No payments for 90 days on all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock sold in July. Get details at folsomchevy.com or swing by the Folsom Auto Mall.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140. Your local sports leader. Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Before we get to the Kings and the power rankings, one thing that is definitely different about the Hall of Fame, this is something that's been evolving over the years. There was a time, maybe way back when if you had a Hall of Fame, especially in baseball, Hall of Fame baseball player would play for one, maybe a couple teams. And now with free agency, and I don't begrudge them at all, but there was a time when Hall of Fame players, you could just identify them with a particular team. And that's harder to do now. Yesterday, we had Beltran get in. He played for 7 teams. Jeff Kent played for 6. And even Andrew Jones played for 5 different teams. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just different, right, Jay? When you used to have, like, Mike Schmidt, Phillies, or whomever. Now you got Jeff Kent, Wolves, Giants, and Indians, and Mets, and Blue Jays, and Dodgers, and it's just different.
Yeah. Astros, didn't get the Astros in there too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I was thinking about that, I was sitting there thinking about Jeff Kent. And I was like, man, again, what's done is done, man. Congratulations to Jeff Kent. But
you really didn't like his comments,
nah,
did you?
And you know what? The other part about it too is let's just keep it fair and square. Barry Bonds was a better player than Jeff Kent.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. Now, I don't know if Jeff Kent would ever admit that, but that's
Jeff Kent was an MVP once.
Yeah. I just found it a little bit and I get it. It's like the Lakers, right? I'll probably never give the Lakers the credit that is due to them because it's the Lakers, and I don't like them. And I'm a competitor to the end. But he was your teammate. Mm-hmm. It's not the same. Mm-hmm. And even if you didn't like him, you could still be like, you know what, dude deserves to be in the Hall. And for his play, everything else off the field, I'm not here to talk about that, Tom. I'm just talking about the way he balled. I appreciated it, even with the rag arm.
Boy, your friend, even the way he said that, everybody has a weakness, and his was he didn't throw the ball very far, very hard.
I know.
Dusty was a great manager. Can you imagine what must have been going on with that team?
Couldn't have. Yeah, maybe that's probably why they never were able to cash in at that time, as champions. They had a Jeff Kent, Barry Bonds issue.
Mm-hmm. Jeff Kent was the other one. I remember one time, I think it was Jason Christensen put Barry in a headlock in the clubhouse for some reason.
I'm pretty sure there's a few people who have.
Yeah.
They say Barry as a player wasn't the most likable person on or off the field. Mm-hmm. He had a demeanor about him that wasn't very pleasant.
Jeff Kent played for the Giants, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Astros, the Toronto Blue Jays, and Cleveland. And I'll never forget, this is going back a ways, then we'll get to the Kings, when the Giants traded Matt Williams to Cleveland and they got Jeff Kent, and they got a pitcher, Tavares, and they got a shortstop. I remember Giants fans like, this is the stupidest thing ever. They couldn't believe trading Matt Williams for Jeff Kent.
Man, Matt, growing up, pretty much a high percentage of my friends that I played baseball with were Giants fans, right? And Matt Williams, the double pump, the pump at third base. Oh, man, we grew up imitating that. And so when even I grew up like, oh, that Matt Williams pump, because I was local. That was somebody that we watched quite a bit. the fact that when they traded him, he's like a fan favorite. You know, he's the he's the Carney Lansford.
He came up through the system.
Yeah,
he's our own.
He's built.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know it happens that way. That's the way the nature of the game. I think Jeff Kent should thank his lucky stars that he came to the Giants. Because again, I just believe Bonds created the Jeff Kent that we've known. That's me.
Right. You look at Kent's numbers with the Giants and compare them to his other numbers. And his other numbers were, he did some nice things, but man, that's where he made his money.
Whitey, in all due respect to Jeff Kent, because he's a Hall of Famer, and again, no one can ever take that away from him. Salute, congratulations. He was a journeyman. He was on his way to being a journeyman when he came to the Giants. You were a piece. You weren't the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Bonds created Jeff Kent.
Now I know why you didn't watch any of the Hall of Fame festivities yesterday.
Well, I mean,
I'm kidding.
Yeah. I like Andrew Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I really think Andrew Jones is an underrated player of my generation, meaning me growing up watching him. He was a baller, man. That dude was a true baller.
So was Beltran.
Beltran was a baller too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about Beltran?
I remember that, if I'm not mistaken, he was with the Astros when everything was going on with the trash can.
Right.
I remember that he came to the Giants that the year Buster got hurt. They'd won the World Series. The next year Buster got hurt. They were really floundering. Arizona was charging hard. And at the deadline they traded Zach Wheeler for Carlos Beltran. Carlos Beltran was really good, but Zach Wheeler ended up being good and Beltran left. But it didn't matter because they won 2 more World Series after that,
For me, he was the prototypical before things kind of started to slow him down. I think when you talk about 5-tool guys, early on in his career, he was a 5-tool guy.
Kansas City's Carlos Beltran,
Dude, he was the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He was a young, up-and-coming, and Kansas City wasn't good for the most part. He was kind of like the guy, Carlos Beltran with the Royals, young guy. That sweet swing, left side, played center, did his thing. I just always kind of remember him being like a prototypical 5-tool guy.
Yeah.
Salute to Carlos, too,
He was with more teams than Jeff Kent was. He was with Kansas City. He was with the Mets. And he was with Houston and St. Louis and the Giants. He was with a lot of teams. Yeah.
Man, the game has changed.
Mm-hmm. How about this, Jay? According to ESPN and their power rankings, I'm not big on power rankings, but I know a lot of people have been talking about this. The Kings are ranked 30th. The Kings are at the bottom. All things considered after this postseason, the Kings are ranked 30th by ESPN. Anthony Slater says the Kings have the theoretical shell of a mildly intriguing offensive group and questionable defensive group. Avekov can prove to be a capable scorer and facilitator in his age 20 season. Kings front office appears to be all in on a not-so-subtle youth movement. At this point, when it comes to the power rankings, I feel like that's fine. The Kings, and I think Kings fans in the city of Sacramento, we like sneaking up on people. We like being underestimated because we're used to it to a degree, and we love, maybe I'm just speaking for myself here, I love proving people wrong. You're going to underestimate me? Do so at your own risk. That said, the Kings are going to struggle this year. It's going to be tough.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they ain't telling us nothing we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I mean, it's what, July?
Yeah.
27th?
Yeah, almost August.
Almost August.
Mm-hmm.
Almost time for the young ones to go back to school.
When does that start now?
The 13th for most people seem to be around here, yeah.
That is...
I know.
Obviously, I haven't been in school in a while. That's so depressing to me.
I didn't mean to bring down the show, Whitey. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. August is like, okay, I got another month to go.
Right.
Nope.
Right.
You got about 2 weeks.
It's summer. You have summer off.
Yeah.
June, July, August, maybe a little bit of September. Then you go back to school. Don't care for it.
I'm with you.
And then, but we get snow days or we get snowcation or whatever it is.
Not here.
Right. Oh, well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's why we're so much smarter than kids are now.
Yeah.
Because they have this schedule, this cockamamie schedule.
All right, Jeff Kent.
That has them going to school in summer when they should be doing whatever they want. That's a problem.
They under pressure.
Yes.
The summer,
Right.
the pressure summer.
Mm-hmm. It ain't right.
The summer of pressure. I don't know, Whitey. It is it's completely different than when we were going to school, man. Yeah, Labor Day was your last hurrah. You knew you were going back to school that Tuesday. You know, you have your first fit out and everything. Now, like I said, it's August 13th. It's still 115 degrees outside, and that tail is right in there. Yeah, right in school, man.
Yeah. Labor Day, I still hate it. Even if we have something really fun we're doing, in the back of my mind, it's like, nah, it's Labor Day.
I know.
It's Labor Day.
Gotta go back to school.
Not a good day.
I know. It's like the culmination of everything, right?
It's just part of my
I'm with
DNA
you.
now. Yeah.
I'm with
Drilled into the base of my brain.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm good.
Terrible day. Labor Day. Boo.
Right.
Well,
You
you
wanna
get
do
3-day
what?
weekend. Yeah, but we got to go back to school.
Sir, you ain't been to school in years.
I know. You don't shake a thing like that.
That's true.
29 is the Bucks, 28 the Nets, 27 the Pelicans, 26 the Grizzlies, 25 the Bulls. I know Dave was talking today about the Kings over-under, and then the midday show picked up the thread. The over-under is, 21.5, something like that? I just think it's almost impossible to compare to last year because it's going to be really a different team. Even if you have Domas playing and Keegan playing, it's going to be different because they didn't play last year. So I don't know, Jay, any temptation? You feel that at all on that wager? If, you're inclined to place a bet.
What was their
21
prognostication?
and a half, I think Dave said. Right around what it was last year. Last year was 22, so it's 21 or 22 and a half.
And what did CD say?
He says, you got to hit the over hard. Then he says, I just made some spaghetti sauce.
What Italian
kind of ran those two things
together. Yeah.
As only he can.
I mean, it's right there. They know what they're doing. They definitely know what they're doing. I'd be tempted to probably, right now, I'd say over.
Yeah, I would too.
But barely.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about 33
Right.
or nothing. Yeah, but barely.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say 22 games. There's some games. You're going to run into 10 no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
All I need you to do is win another 10? Yeah, I'd probably take the over. And you know how I'll go. They'll probably win 17.
I wouldn't jump on it.
No.
If I had to go one way or the other on that. And it's going to be so hard to predict this year because there's so many variables. We don't know. Nobody's tanking. So that changes the equation. Yeah, there's other teams I think I'd wager on first if I was in a mood to wager. But if I had to pick on the Kings, I'd go over. But I'm with you. Not by a lot. I'm not feeling like, oh, yeah, that was easy. They're going to show everybody.
Yeah. I'm looking up what's the least amount of games an NBA team in a 82 season
has won?
Yeah.
9.
9?
The 76ers in 73.
9
and 73.
So you're going to run into 10 no matter what, which is what I pretty much said.
And I think the Charlotte Bobcats had fewer wins one year, but the season wasn't as long.
Truncated.
Because of a lockout.
Yeah. Is that the 56 one? 56
Maybe.
game, I think. I would think you're giving me 10 no matter what. Now I'm looking around, and however you give me those 10 is however you want to hand me those 10 is the 10. But I'm thinking okay, I know I got the Pelicans 4 times or Western Conference.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not frightened of Portland to whoop me 4 times. Can I sneak out one against the Suns? Probably. The Lakers aren't scaring me either. The Clippers, I might sneak one of the 4 or 5 or whatever. I got to play them because they're my own division. All right. Now I'm starting to look around. The Nets, I got to get one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to. If I can't beat the Nets one time, I should win 9
Only get
games.
2 shots at them.
Yes. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as you said, I'm not jumping all over it, believe me. But if you're holding my feet to the fire right now, I think they're closer to 25 games. I'm going to say 25 games.
To me, the scariest possibility next year, not to be negative, but, as Kings fans, it helps sometimes. Helps me to talk about some of these fears that we have. It's like, don't repress it. It's okay. We've been through a lot as a fan base. We could talk about some of these things. what if Burries ended up being a player and Acuff ended up being not what you hope, but he was okay? That's obviously since he went 10th, other teams might feel that as well. But that scares me because something about Burries from the first time I saw him, Jay, is like, ooh, I like that guy.
You like him?
Yeah, just fearless.
I would say fall in line like the rest of the history of the Sacramento Kings.
Right.
One more straw on the camel's back is not going to break it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at. I think if you're still entrenched with the Sacramento Kings fan community, if you're already still all in, you're rocking the Bobby Jackson jerseys and the Doug Christie jerseys and the Darius Acuff jerseys with the 5 with the fox at the top, and you roll it out, scratch it, then Braden Burries being better than Darius Acuff wouldn't hurt you.
You're right. At one point, you just develop an immunity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Labor Day has been ingrained and entrenched in your mind as being kind of like a bad holiday or whatever, bad date. Same thing.
By the way, you have, I think, to your right, isn't there a sanitizer there?
It is.
Yeah. Could you check that and for me? I want you to check the number.
Okay.
There's a number on there, the number of germs or things that it kills. I think it's right towards the bottom, small print.
99.99% of germs leaves hands, feelings.
Yeah. I just noticed this yesterday. We got a bunch of stuff out because we're getting ready to take a trip.
Okay.
And Sheena has this stuff. She says, I'm not taking this. Somebody gave it to her. She got it for free or something. And it's some hand sanitizer. And it's just sitting there. So last night we're eating, and I'm looking at it, and it had a percentage on it.
Uh-oh.
70%. I was like, do you see what that says? She's like, what? 70%? That's got to be the worst hand sanitizer ever. Every hand sanitizer I've ever seen said 99.9%. This is like 70%. Bro, that means, the odds of COVID beating that hand sanitizer are like the same as Tony Gwynn getting a hit, right? I don't like them odds.
You don't like them odds? The Hall of Fame numbers.
I don't know where I got that.
Yeah.
So it's not like we don't use it, but it's just, you might want to throw that out or something. That is terrible.
I'm gonna have to ask you off air what the brand is because
It was some. I'll bring it in. It was some off-brand.
You should throw that trash, man.
I know.
Said 70%.
Yeah.
At least they kept it real.
Yeah, like 70%.
Well, they had to put the real on the bottle. 70% is pretty low.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty low. I don't even know if that's real what it says, but I don't know if I would have labeled it 70%. I probably would have went with a different way of marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're going to feel good. I felt good. I used some of that today.
Yeah.
When I was waiting for Matt and Kayla, like 99.9%, I like my chances.
Yes, sir.
70%. I'm like, I already feel like I'm coming down with something. I don't know about that.
Wait. Yeah, 70%. Your mind is already playing tricks on you.
Yeah.
11 Door said that alcohol might even be safe to drink at that point. You might be right.
Maybe.
This one says number one brand in hospitals. So 99.99%.
Uh-huh.
I won't give the name of the brand, but they're doing big things.
I think the one we have says the number one brand of viruses and germs. They love it. It's like, that's the brand we like. 11th North, by the way, says the Warriors could be last in my power rankings. That roster is hilariously awful. Curry almost 40. They're going to re-sign Draymond, and they won't have Butler. I don't know if you saw this, Jay. Now there's some basically rumors started based on something Marcus Thompson wrote that, Steph's going to want out of there.
Yeah. Well, the scribe, right? Isn't Marcus Thompson's go by like the scribe or something on Twitter? He's been around those guys a long time. And, MT, when he gets to rocking and rolling and puts something on paper, people pay attention, especially when it comes to Dre and Steph and guys like that. But, yeah, you never know, man. You never know. I don't see Steph ever going anywhere, but the Warriors have a lot of misses. They've had a lot of misses when it comes to trying to help establish another superstar with Steph and Dre and even Clay prior to that. And I'm with who'd you say said that?
11th North. Yeah.
That roster
He's on fire today. Also,
Yeah.
he said the alcohol might even be safe to drink.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that roster doesn't put no fear in anybody throughout the NBA. Not even the Kings.
The only person puts fear in is Steph Curry.
Steph,
He
Dre.
looks like, oh,
Yeah.
whoa. I know Steph said in this piece, which we'll talk more about, that he said, that could have worked with Jimmy Butler, but he's hurt and he's out a while, and they're paying him a ton of money.
A lot of paper.
Yeah.
60 million almost, right? About 59 or something.
So they got to figure out what they're doing with Draymond. So at least some of the things now around the league will fall into place now that we know where LeBron's going.
Well, I mean, even Herzonia didn't want to go to Golden State.
I know.
Went ahead and went to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't trust Porzingis, and it's unfortunate because for a while, he was a ball player, man. And and when I mean that, I mean he was at the top of his game for a very brief period, which it felt like, but he just can't stay healthy. He's not going to play 60 games. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
He's
And
too
it's
far
different
gone
things.
in the career.
He had a knee issue,
Yeah.
serious knee issue, and then he had some sort of breathing syndrome.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Steph is an OG in the game. Dre is an OG in the game. For whatever reason, it just doesn't feel like all their young talent, they've gotten the most out of them. People talk about Steve Kerr and how he's, and how he has played the rookies, the time, the teachings, things like that. I'm not even talking about that. I just feel like the Moody's of the world, they haven't got the best everything absolutely out of those guys. And maybe because you're playing with Steph and you're playing with Dre and you were playing with Clay and guys like that, maybe you just, you've dimmed your star a little bit, dimmed your light a little bit. But I just don't see, what does Pods bring to the table that we could say he has a launching pad to be better than he is?
Yeah. I think, to your point, I see him as a guy who can do some nice complimentary things for you, but they're to the point where they need him to be more than that.
Yes.
And I don't know that he is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So then you're left with just this gap.
Right.
Of players that were just not as good as the other teams.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not feeling sorry for him. I'm just saying it. There are some things that the Warriors get benefits of the doubt for because you have Steph Curry. And for that part, Steve Kerr, and for that part, Draymond, and their history as of late covers up a lot of things. So they got rings anyway. They'll figure it out. But Chuck has been saying, Charles Barkley has been saying it for a minute now. He said it even before they won the last championship. But he's like, man, that's over. The iteration of how we believe the Warriors,
saying that
it's
for years.
done.
This dynasty, people say, this could be the end of the dynasty. The dynasty ended.
Oh yeah, that's over.
Long time ago.
Yeah,
there is no such thing as the dynasty anymore.
Yeah, those teams are good. David West ain't coming through that door.
No.
Andrew Bogut, where are you, sir?
Mm-hmm.
David Lee.
Andre Iguodala.
AI.
Yeah.
Right. Those
I
those
just
guys
saw a
are
quote
done.
from him where he said years ago, look, we have a good team now, and they're trying to bring in young guys so that when we're done, they're going to have another really good team. And he said, you don't understand, that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do it.
Serving two timelines, right? That's the thing we've heard about the Warriors and you've heard it longer. You were a participant in the timelines for a long time.
No.
I bet, right? It's over. It is over for them. And you look around the league, and as 11 North said, honestly, where's the Warriors out on that list? I looked at the list, and I don't even remember. They got to be 25, 6, 7, 8, 22, 3, 4, 5. Where they at?
Yeah, it's a good question here. The power rankings, according to, they have 19th.
Nah, that's too high. That's too high. Who's 20 and 21 and 22?
20 is Phoenix. 21, Charlotte.
Give me Charlotte over them.
And then there was I think it was just rampant speculation. I think it's one of these things that somebody throws out and then somebody on Twitter picks up and tries to pretend it's a thing that all the Warriors are interested in LaMelo Ball or Zion Williamson. It's like, I don't think.
No, that's not going to work. Yeah, okay. Who's 21?
21, Charlotte.
22?
22 would be the Washington Wizards.
Wow. Right now, right today, are you taking the Wizards on paper or the Warriors on paper?
I would take just about anybody over the Warriors because it's a dead end.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do some things they don't want to do before they become relevant again. Unless, they might win 39 games and get in a play-in and Steph will score 50 some night.
Right.
That's it.
Take them to the first round.
That's it.
Then they'll get tap danced on.
Yeah. And the shame is that they saw it coming. It's like, ooh, we see our own mortality coming. What are we going to do? Let's do this. And they failed. They had their chance.
They've missed on so many guys that they speculated that they could get Giannis and LeBron. And so many guys have not come to the Warriors.
We will come right back with a look at what the holdup is on Brandon Ayuk. What's keeping him from playing for somebody? It's Jay and Whitey, Drive Guys, rolling on Sactown Sports.
This is Sactown, baby!
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at facebook.com/Sactown Sports to keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
The official language of football is trash talk, late-night group chats, memes, and unbelievable highlight clips. That's why Boost Mobile brings you our new Global Connection Plan, the first plan ever made for WhatsApp. Get unlimited data, talk and text, international roaming, and calls to over 100 countries for just $40 a month.
$40 price includes $5 a month auto pay discount. After 40 gigabytes of premium high-speed data, speeds will be lowered. Coverage not available everywhere. Visit store or boostmobile.com for details.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
There she goes, our baby.
Are we ready for this?
You added her to your AAA auto policy. With 24/7 claim support, she's covered.
Our AAA agent, you're here too?
We're always here for you. Visit AAA.com/insurance to get a quote today.
You ever notice how the other guys scream about massive discounts on their Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep Ram vehicles? Then you get to the fine print and boom, another $5,200 in mandatory ads. At Hoblet, we don't insult your intelligence. The price you see is the price you pay. No mystery add-ons, no bait and switch, no gotcha when you sit down to buy. Hoblet, family owned for 77 years. Transparency, straightforward pricing. Buy it right, buy it at Hoblet.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
Before we do open it up to questions, Brandon Ayuk, I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions.
Brandon is on a left squad designation. As such, he's not on our 90-man roster. And, I'm personally, and we as an organization are going to focus on the players that are here. And so I don't have anything to say on that, anything to add to that. We wish him well. We wish his family well.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
John Lynch today talking about what's up with Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, the bottom line is, as he said, they have a not with team designation on Brandon Ayuk. I checked. They can't remove that. They can't just say, all right, we're lifting that. So Brandon Ayuk has to apply for reinstatement with the league. And then at that point, something would have to happen. The 49ers would have to release him or bring him back, whatever it would be. For now, he's parked where he's parked. The 49ers don't have to do anything. He can't go anywhere. But Brandon Ayuk, as you may know, has said, I don't want to do any business with them. So he says he's not. He doesn't want to apply for reinstatement, and until he does, he's stuck where he is.
Yep.
So, who knows? There's one we would be nice to know what happened someday, how they went from what they were to him ending up in putting himself to a large degree in this predicament.
You know what's always interesting is what was that, the second season Ayuk was in the league, and we were hearing all the doghouse comments. Brandon Ayuk is in the doghouse with Kyle Shanahan.
Yes.
Something for me, I feel like something was never cleared. The air was never cleared there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember or ever getting a real reason why Ayuk was in the doghouse.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was doing some stuff down there when that was going on, and there was a lot of talk about it, but there was never any explanation. I mean, to the 49ers' credit, they kind of kept that close to the vest.
Yeah. Must be the same doghouse Garindo's in. Because we heard that last year, too, or the year before. It was not last year because we didn't hear nothing about Garindo, but the year before, it was Isaac Garindo's in the doghouse.
Mm-hmm.
And that doghouse, that thing must be locked up, chained. Must be a problem. You get in there, it's over.
Yeah, it's hard to get out.
Yeah, it definitely
hard
is.
to get out.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. Kyle Shanahan was at practice today. He watched practice from a distance. It's interesting here, this story from Nick Wagner at ESPN.com talks about how the players found out about Kyle Shanahan's accident. And according to the report, they got the news in what Nick Wagner calls a slow trickle throughout the locker room. Shanahan's wife reached out to team leaders like Purdy and George Kittle and Fred Warner. And then Purdy, another veteran, spent part of Saturday informing other players in the locker room about what happened and letting them know that Shanahan seemed to be healing well. So Purdy said at first his reaction was one of disbelief. So, yeah, where it is he's in position now to heal nicely, but anytime anybody has a serious concussion, he's in concussion protocol, there's a lot that you just have to, cross your fingers and do everything you're supposed to do and then just hope that he recovers as quickly as possible. Hopefully there's no lingering after effects, but you just don't know with some of that stuff. And it sounds like, again, at the risk of making an obvious point, I mean, he took a blow, if not several blows, to sustain the damage that he did after colliding with, I think it was a Mercedes SUV. Yeah. When I'm out on the field, says Brock Purdy, I just understand how it goes and what needs to be done and getting guys in and out of the huddle and sort of pushing the tempo. I feel like that's my job. So one thing appears, and I think you made this point, Jay, this is a veteran-laden team, maybe to a fault. We talk about how old they are, but when you have that many veterans, they're easily able to say, all right, we know what needs to be done, so we're just going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point of, I guess, the negative of people talking about the negative connotation of, the 49ers being a old, wily veteran club. There comes the positive. The vice versa is like, look, they should be able to run and operate and do this, this training camp in many different ways, forms, and fashions without Shanny having to be around, at his highest peak. So we'll see how it plays out. Like I said, man, for me, get well, Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
Second part of it is health-wise, family-wise, all that stuff is way bigger than the game of football.
Oh, yeah.
The truth of it is entertainment, and I know it's big money, big funds behind it, but if you don't have people healthy enough to play it, then we'll never play it. So get well, Shanahan, first of all. Second part of it for me is it's his personal business. We'll see how it plays out down the road. Third of all, albeit when it comes down to it, if he's not there for week 1, or preseason 1, 2, game 1, 2, or 3, then we'll start to have that. There's a need to have that conversation of where the 49ers and which direction they'll have to go to if Shandy's not healthy enough to coach him.
Chris Forster is handling things in Shanahan's absence, and everyone who knows him says he knows everything Shanahan wants to do anyway. He is grabbing some of Shanahan's responsibilities. Clay Kubiak is working closest with Purdy and the offense at large for right now. And I believe here, according to this report, Kyle Shanahan was there for the whole workout today, and I think he had only been there for about half hour. Let's see. At Sunday's camp opener, Shanahan came out midway through the team period, was on the field for a special teams gathering before heading back inside after about 30 minutes. Today, he stayed for roughly 47 minutes, and according to Lynch, yes, Kyle Shanahan in de facto concussion protocol, similar to what players go through before they return to play. So all the best to Kyle Shanahan. Just stunning news that broke, as you probably know, on Saturday morning. It was just like, wait, what? It happened when? So here we are.
Yeah, get better, big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you'll be upright and not saying he's not, but upright meaning he'll be 100% healthy soon, and then we'll get cooking the rest of the NFL, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at with it, baby.
Now, Jay, do you have any thoughts here? Not to put you on the spot. I know we didn't talk about this, but you and I, we always like to come up with our surprise team.
Okay.
And this is usually the time we start talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to nail anything down yet.
Yes, sir.
Thought it was very interesting. Vic Tafer came on with us last week, and he went, New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had showed up on, was it Mike Jones' list of the underrated teams? So all of a sudden, it's like, ooh, this is a recurring theme. There are some people that think the Saints are going to be a lot better than advertised this year.
There's normally one or two teams throughout every season, at the beginning of the season, throughout not spring training, throughout the camps that people pinpoint. I'm trying to think who was it last year. Like, who was the hot team? Cardinals?
Yeah.
Then we have a few people say the Cardinals, the Commanders, right? Kind of stemming off their run with Jane Daniels the year before.
It should almost be against the rules to pick anybody in the NFC South, because that whole division is so anything can happen that it's kind of not fair to say, I think Atlanta or even New Orleans. Because, Carolina, somebody could win 7 games and win the division. Like, see, I told you, surprise team.
Yeah. The team that keeps popping into my mind, they're not so much of a surprise team. I just think they're being slept on. So I'll go this route right now. I think the Lions are being slept on.
They got a really easy schedule.
They do. And they had a ton of injuries. I'm not really sold on anybody else that's in their division. I think the Packers will be middle of the road to above, good. I think the Bears have a very difficult schedule. I do think they're good. I don't think they're great. It's kind of one of those things with the Bears that it's kind of show me again. I need to see it one more time. Again, I think they'll be close to being right around the playoff talk. I'm not saying they're not going to win 8, 9, 10 games, but I'm also saying I don't see them getting 13, 14 wins, right? So for me, I think the Lions have a good shot in the form of bouncing back, getting closer to, 10, 11, 12 wins in that division. Who knows what the Vikings are going to be? I think they'll have a pretty good defense. Don't know what's going to go.
You're not a believer in Calamari?
I think it's his team. I think he will start, and maybe he'll have a rejuvenated season because he probably needs it to kind of get his name back on the radar. But I'm not sold on them. I don't know what they really are. And when you start to have conversations about teams and you just kind of down the middle of the road, I think every team in that division for me can win 10, and I could see the season going completely wrong for each team in that division.
I think that, the team I'm leaning towards right now, I don't think I know this. They're already pretty good. So for them to be a surprise team in a positive sense, that means they have to be really good.
You like the Lions. You're talking like the Lions here.
And I think they have a chance to be, especially with an absolutely elite defense.
Texans.
Historically good, possibly. And I love the coach, so I hope it's true. Yeah, Houston Texans, I think, could be standing astride the AFC this year like giant winged lizards. I think they could. A lot of it depends on Allen's guy, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Alan's driving in right now. He's going, it's a big year for C.J. Stroud. I know, Alan. I know. You're right. He has a lot to prove.
I'm with you. I guess if we're in the same boat in the form of I think they're going to make the playoffs, I could see them winning a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. A lot depends on what Stroud and offense
if they make the playoffs, they're not a surprise team.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, I
think they're 13-4 good?
I think they could be as good as a lot of people are still saying Buffalo could be.
Ooh.
And I don't think Buffalo. I think Buffalo's taken a few steps back. Did you see their new alternate uniforms today?
I
by the way,
did.
Buffalo?
Like the nickel. What do they call them? The nickel gray, nickel blue
City.
Or something? Yeah.
And then there's something on the helmet that's supposed to be the eye and the horn of the buffalo, and I can't see it.
No, that's out.
I don't see the buffalo.
I
read about it. There's a buffalo. I don't see it. Where's the buffalo? You're Buffalo. You don't have a buffalo in your helmet? That's just an indication of what's going on there. When we come back, more bad news for the A's and some really good advice for Giants manager Tony V next on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I've been on the air here just shy of 25 years, and you guys know that when I endorse something, I have a few very important things. Number one, I love it when they're local. Number two, I have to be willing to use them myself. This is where Pest Pros came in, or comes in, I should say, because I've known these guys as Kings fans a long, long time. I also have a mouse problem at my house. I also have a cockroach problem at my house. And I did it the old-fashioned way. Went through Facebook, got a hold of these guys. We became friends. And when I found out what Pest Pros does in the community, I thought, I've got to have you guys on the air. We've got a partner. Locally owned, locally operated. Their kids go to school with your kids. You're going to get pest control somewhere. Get it with Pest Pros. Here's how you get a hold of them. PestProsPS.com or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345 and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks and a member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Well, I get it. This is unfortunate, though. Alan should be here in a few minutes. That's not the unfortunate part. Alan says he should be here briefly. So look forward to that. But the Kings, thank you, Jay, for this from Michael Scotto. The Kings have waived two-way guard Isaiah Stevens. Stevens averaged 14.5 points, 47% shooting for Stockton in the G League last season. I understand that. I like him. I like the way he plays. It obviously he's just not very big. So I didn't know what kind of NBA future he had. But I think he'll end up in the G League. Just like the way he played. Not saying, oh, this is terrible, the Kings needed him. Just I was rooting for him, kind of an underdog thing. And I just, as somebody who played a little point guard in my time, Jay, I just like the way he runs the show.
Boy, were you more Pistol Pete or more Isaiah Stevens?
It depended what
or were you more Havlicek?
Situation called upon.
Okay.
Which team I was on.
J Kidd.
Yeah. I was very versatile.
Who's your comp?
Probably Craig Elo.
Craig Elo?
I don't know.
Craig Elo wasn't no point guard.
I don't know that I had a comp.
Everybody has to have a comp.
Mm-hmm. It depends. Ninth grade, I was one comp, and then by the time I ended, I was
something
different
else.
Comp. Yeah.
Well, I mean, give me who's the scout that I could reach out to see if we can get a comp for the great Whitey Gleason?
I don't know if there's any of them left.
They are. There's plenty, believe me.
I don't know. But anyway, sorry to hear that, but obviously understand it. And then the other Kings news today would be Shams reporting that DeMar DeRozan has interest from 3 teams. And those teams would be the Cavs and the Heat and the Nuggets.
All the teams LeBron didn't go to.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that those are the only teams that have interest, but that's what we'll be keeping an eye on. Real quick here, I wanted to touch on the fact that the A's are back home. The A's back home against the Boston Red Sox. A major brand coming into Sacramento. Things are really falling apart for the A's. I think they may have the worst run differential in baseball. Remember how it wasn't that long ago, they were like, hey, this could be a playoff team. We could have postseason games at Sutter Health Park. Doesn't appear that we will. Also have the news that Shea Langoliers has a torn meniscus, and he might miss the rest of the year. I'm not sure when they're going to know for sure on that. So fingers crossed that he's able to play, having a sensational season. And maybe, if nothing else, that'll prevent the A's from dealing him at this year's deadline. But I wanted to touch on the Giants because, Jay, we've talked a lot about Tony V, and I think there's some great advice here for Tony V from somebody on his own bench. The Giants had a chance to sweep the Angels yesterday. They did not. One of the things that's been going on this year with the Giants is it seems that some of the umpires in baseball have actually been, I think Mike Krukow has called it bullying. They've been bullying Tony Vitello. Some people think that some of the that some of the umpires are disrespecting Tony V because he just got here and they're not giving him the benefit of the doubt on replay reviews, things like that. There was a play where a runner at second was apparently thrown out. He was called safe, and Tony V challenged, and the umpire said, nah, Adames pushed the runner off the bag.
Right.
And it's like, no, he didn't. But the umpire ruled that, and then, well, he pushed him off, so you can't review it. Things like that. So things like that have been going on. So Ron Washington, who is on the bench for the Giants, has done a great job this year helping out Luis Ariz, helping him find his defense. He says, start getting your money's worth. If he gets tired of being run, then make sure next time you get your money's worth, because he's going to have to pay the fine regardless. Vitello's been ejected 3 times this year, as Andy Baggerly points out. And in at least 2 of them, the hook appeared to come quickly. So again, it looks like the umpire's like, I don't have to listen to you. You're gone. Mm-hmm. So Ron Washington is like, if you're going to go out there and yell, get your money's worth, Tony. Let them have it. Put on a show.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's great advice.
I mean, yeah.
You don't want to go out there. I don't. What happened? You're gone. What? I got thrown. Okay. What? You don't want that.
Man, you better roll around and throw. Who was that? Threw the rosin bag for a grenade. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Get your money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the other part about it too is there's going to be some growing pains, but we know there is a form of. And I got to be careful how you say this. Hazing, rookie hazing, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure some of the umpires are looking at Tony V and saying, hey, get out of my face, Rook.
Yeah.
Because he is a rookie.
Right.
But everybody's got to put their dues and put their times in. I'm not saying it's a good thing to haze. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it is something that happens in sports, albeit if it's in the proper and right way to do it. We've heard plenty of stories where rookies have to carry pink backpacks and things like that. If that's what floats your boat, then go ahead. I'm pretty sure some of the umpires, no doubt, are looking at Tony V and say, man, Rook, we ain't not even trying to give you the time of the day. You got to earn your stripes big time.
Yeah.
You can't jump in as a colonel or a general. You got to come in as, at the bottom, at the end of the line. So I'm pretty sure it's happening.
Yeah, and that's part of what Wash is talking about because, like you said, Tony V's a rookie. Most major league managers are at least known to the umpires on some level.
Sure.
It's like, okay, you're a new umpire, but I've known you for years.
Yeah, pitching coach, bench coach, yeah.
I was umpire for your games or whatever it is. But with Tony V, it's like he's brand new. So Wash says, I haven't talked to Tony about anything that he's experienced so far as a manager. That's because I believe he's got to go through the experience. We don't need to shield him from anything. He's the one who's got to do it. As far as telling him, do this with umpires, don't do this. No. The only way he's going to be his natural self is to do naturally what he feels he needs to do. The difference with me and him is I already had a reputation as a longtime coach and player. When I became a manager, I already knew all the umpires. They knew what kind of guy I was. So when I went out to have an argument with an umpire, they gave me grace. They would tell me, Wash, you've had enough, and I knew what they meant. So in those instances when Wash said too much or wasn't given enough grace, he said, I got my money's worth. So that's what he's telling Tony V. If you're going to get thrown out anyway, make sure you get your money's worth and let him have it.
Well, I'll say this, man. Listen, I love Ron Washington. I love what he's done for the game. But, I mean, if you need somebody to give that type of advice, go ahead and put me on the payroll. I could have told you that 5 months ago. That's not hard. Whitey, this ain't some spectacular.
Well, that's what he told Andy Baggerly.
Man, put me on the payroll over there, Giants. And I'll tell you everything you need to know. Of course, go get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Man, you should have known that in college.
What about, hey, Alan Styles is here. Come on in, Alan.
What do you mean? Like,
hey, Alan.
that ain't nothing.
What about, he's got to figure it out for himself. Shouldn't Wash be telling him, hey, with this guy, you can't do that? Or
Yeah, I think you should. Isn't that why Wash is there as a bench coach, as assistant coach, and infielders coach? I think you have to, give some of the tips and the tricks and the things like that to Tony V. I would hope that's why he's there, the expertise, right? And so, yeah, but I mean, the other stuff, I didn't need Ron Washington to tell Tony V, go get your money's worth. No one told him that in college?
I don't know.
No one told him in high school?
Looks like he's not aware of it.
Did Tony V play ball?
What happened? You're gone. Okay.
Get your money's worth in Little League. I mean, no one should have to tell you that.
Alan Styles is with us. You okay? Or you need a minute?
I'm good.
Are you good? All right.
I'm good. I'm always ready to go.
Yeah.
As a baseball guy, Alan, born and raised, don't you know you're supposed to go get your money's worth?
Yes, you
okay,
are.
I mean, yeah, yes, I don't need no one to tell me that.
I walked in and I thought, are they talking about the Giants again?
Yeah.
Really?
It's Whitey's fault, man.
Really?
Uh-huh.
It's Whitey's fault.
Yeah,
okay.
Because it looks like some of these umpires are kind of bullying your boy Tony V.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody recently, was that Fleming or somebody recently said that about
I think it was Kruko.
Yeah.
How do you say it? How do you say it? How do you say it, Whitey?
Well, I got to tell you, I think they're bullying our guy, Tony V. It's unacceptable.
And he doesn't deserve that.
Doesn't deserve that.
He's
one of the finest managers in the game.
Has he?
Paid his dues as well.
Has he?
He's getting paid like he paid his dues.
Got you.
So that's all. Wash just said, hey, you go out there, you're gonna pay the fine anyway, so get your money's worth.
Yeah. Well, and he's the guy. If you look at the improvement from Luis Ariz and everyone like that, a lot of people, I think it was somebody in here, it might have been Ramsey, I'm not sure, but somebody has been saying, what if you just gave Ron Washington the keys, right? I don't really engage in those conversations because I just don't think it's going to happen, right? But there is a question of some of the things that have happened, the Devers finger wagging, Adames hanging out with Mookie Betts and chit-chatting during the game. Is that something that would happen if a more experienced manager was at the helm? Maybe the Adames thing or even the Casey Schmidt, Matt Chapman thing, but I don't think Rafi Devers is waving off Ron Washington.
Plus, well, he would know how to handle it.
Right. I just don't think it would have happened, though.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, though? Who knows?
Mm-hmm. So we're going to find out about your how golf went today?
It's still going.
Oh, it's still going?
It is, yeah.
Why aren't you out there then?
Tournament golf, charity golf, it can get a little slow, but we saw a lot of people. Yeah, saw Draper. Mm-hmm. Draper was in, rare form. This is his world. Yeah. And I'm entering his world. So, yeah, I got a ton of stories on the other side.
So, wait, real fast. You left mid-round?
Yeah, I mean.
Why?
Yeah, you could have stayed out
what
there.
What in the heck is wrong with you, man?
It would have. It was. It's probably looking like a 6 hour. They're probably going to be done around 4.
Didn't I tell you that?
I know.
I
wanted to come back and share the war stories.
The rumor is that you didn't want to use up a vacation day.
I mean that too. You got to hold them. Well, actually, the reason I know you said that is because I had to leave. Oh. And, sometimes you're in the middle of no man's land. And somebody was just kind of hanging out, had his dog in the golf cart with him. Yeah. And I thought he was part of the tournament. Turns out he just lives out there. His name was Craig. Long story short, he told me you said that joke on the air. Yeah. Because I didn't know. Craig ended up taking me back to my car. I said, Craig, well, can you take me back to the car? He took me back. Turns out that
Shouts out Craig.
Shouts out Craig. He played baseball with Tony Gwynn at San Diego State.
Really?
He was telling me all these stories about, he wore the same number as Strasburg, before Strasburg, of course. So
for you, Craig.
That's right,
Tony
Craig.
Gwynn on my shirt today.
Shout out Craig.
Why did Craig should have took your spot in the
He should have.
Yeah.
He said he had to get back to work. I said, hey, me too. So, there was a lot of goodies out there, but I said, Craig, got to get back to work. Any way you can take me? He said, I listen to you all the time. I'll take you back.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm honest, honestly.
Why?
Dude, you left mid-round?
Yeah.
I mean, there's
at a charity event?
How did the showdown go?
Yeah.
Matt
What?
George, Alan Stiles. We'll find out next. Sactown Sports.
Sactownsports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
That refresh you've been putting off until the right deal came along? It's here! Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale is happening now, so you can finally get the style you've been waiting for less. Get up to 80% off area rugs and up to 60% off outdoor and bedroom furniture. Shop Wayfair's huge selection of styles and find the piece to fit your style, budget, and space. Plus, free shipping. Black Friday in July ends July 27th. Shop today at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
There she goes, first solo drive.
Are we ready for this?
Absolutely.
Our AAA agent, what are you doing here?
Well, same as always, helping you protect what matters most. Like when you added her to your auto policy, or when you switched to AAA insurance and saved.
So you've been here the whole time?
Yep, plus we're available 24/7 for claim support, in case you ever need it.
Shouldn't she be home already?
It's been 12 seconds.
Visit AAA.com/insurance to get a quote today.
The Gold Rush Classic, where the stars and guitars shine, is a celebrity pro-am golf tournament, a $1 million hole-in-one, a celebrity challenge, a farm-to-fork dinner, and a concert under the stars. The Gold Rush Classic is August 6th and 7th in Rancho Murrieta. This year, we welcome Hall of Famer Rick Barry. Join the fun and play golf with royalty like Reggie Theus or Olden Polynice, or Hall of Famers like Tim Brown, Marshall Faulk, or Sterling Sharp, or All-Pros Fernandez, Lloyd, Merriweather, Ostertag, and Greg Vaughn. The Gold Rush Classic is supported by the Murrieta Inn. Escape to the Murrieta Inn, a luxury getaway, minutes away, situated in the gateway of wine country. The Murrieta Inn, the perfect getaway, featuring a full-service spa, pool, and hot tub, and outdoor games. The Murrieta Inn is dog-friendly. Bring the whole family. Don't miss the Gold Rush Classic in Rancho Murrieta, August 6th and 7th. Sponsorships are now available at goldrushclassic.org. That's goldrushclassic.org.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Reunited and it feels so. Anyway, Alan Stiles is with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could have stayed out there playing golf, but thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, I wanted to come report back. I know you guys said Draper did the same thing last year, right?
Yeah, he actually finished the round, though, Alan.
I think he finished the round, and then I think he went home and took a shower.
There was no. I would have just said see y'all tomorrow.
You didn't even finish the round.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm texting
That's
the guys now.
Let me say this real fast before you give us a spiel, because I know what's coming. I know the people out there, they want to hear what happened today, but it's TBD.
Mm-hmm.
It's to be continued. You ain't finished, so everything that you're getting ready to tell me, I'm gonna say, take it with a grain of salt.
No, that's fair. I wanted to come back. Honestly, we could have played it by ear. I thought we would be able to finish. I thought. We teed off around 10.
We tried to tell you.
Yeah, that was my first kind of, charity tournament event where it's a scramble.
It's amazing how long they can last.
I mean, there were a lot.
Through it, you just don't. Yeah.
Saw Bobby Jackson out there, Mike Bibby.
Maybe your last.
Conversations?
No conversation. No, there was a lot going on.
Oh, okay.
It may be your last.
It may be.
You know why?
Why?
Because if you're partaking in a charity event and you leave mid-event,
no.
Why would anybody re-invite you back?
Because first of all, I was an extension, right? Matt was the invite, and then he chose his foursome. If it was me, then Dave didn't even go. So I'm just throwing Dave out there because Jason went. Dave didn't go.
Oh,
so
what?
I guess Dave went last year, and maybe they flip-flop or something like that. But if it was my invite, I would have taken the day off. That's what Matt did, right? Because it was his invite. I was asked to be part of Matt's foursome, but it was not. Bobby didn't personally invite Alan Stiles, or I would have never, ever left.
Does Matt know he got Wally pipped by Brendan today?
He knows. Everybody handles when you don't do a show differently, right? I know you and I have spoken about it. So I said, hey, is it Brendan today? And Matt said, I don't know. I think so. I know it's not me. So everybody handles it differently. I don't know if he actually knew or not, but he kind of acted like he figured but didn't do too much research into it.
Yeah. So we need to find out, were you able to make any headway in terms of your trying to get into Matt George's head a little bit before your big showdown?
A lot of things they said, don't run back and say this on the air. I said, guys, come on, who do you think I am? I'm not going to run back and say everything on the air. So the setup was basically this. It was Chris Biederman of the Sacramento Bee, Chris Watkins, myself, and Matt George. Chris Biederman was our best player. We all gave a little something. There were no rules as far as you got to use everybody's drive. It was just, hey, if you want to use all of Chris's drives.
Did you buy any breakfast balls or mulligans?
No, but we didn't have to, right? Because
I don't know.
The cool thing,
charity,
that's the thing about scrambles, you just let it fly. If somebody's in the fairway, you can just let it fly. But they did use my drive a couple times.
Okay, good.
They used my drive a couple times, used my chip a couple times. Did wish that I putt better. I think we had a birdie we left early on. But really, the biggest arguments where everything started to crumble, guys. And as of right now, they're even. But the problem is,
terrible.
Yeah, you find out the people behind you or the people in front of you are 6 under, right? We were 1 under for majority of it.
That's not good in a tournament like that.
It didn't feel like we were playing poorly. It did. And it's a tough track out there, Rancho Murrieta. A beautiful track, but it is tough. So what happened was we all tee off, right? There's a ball, and we started on hole 3, so this is the equivalent of our hole, I think, 9 or 10, right?
Okay.
So I hit my driver, and I didn't really hook it. It just, I'm lefty, so it goes off to the right. It was lined up with a tree, okay? About 30, 40 yards back.
So if you didn't hook it, but it goes right, that's called a draw.
Right, yes, exactly, exactly. So it's in front of a tree, but it's a skinny tree, but we're 90 yards. We're going to take this one from the fairway. I think it was his. I can't remember. So he says we're going to take that one. I say, what are you talking about? we can get around the tree. I'm 50 yards up. Let's rock and roll, because you kind of want everyone to use your drive, right?
Yeah.
So argument ensues, okay? And now I'm ticked off. First bogey of the day. So the vibes were crumbled.
Wow.
So to this,
which ball did you use?
We used Chris's, and none of us struck it well. And I said, well, that's what happens when you drop the ball 40 yards back. And he said,
what hole was this?
This was, oh my goodness,
say 9?
12 or something?
But we started on 3.
Yeah.
So it was the equivalent of our hole 9 or 10.
Gotcha.
And I said, Chris, I know we kind of put you in charge, but it's 40 yards up, right? So that was our first bogey of the day. After that, Whitey, we tried to find the groove. We didn't find the groove. I think we birdied after that to get back under. Then we get to a spot where the 2 Chris's, they hooked theirs, okay? So we have to play mine or Matt's. I'm on the fringe of the fairway on the left. Matt is in a pretty flat bunker, right? Maybe a yard in front of mine. So everybody says, well, and Biederman, hey, we're going to play Allen's because it's not in the bunker.
Yeah.
And I'm riding with Matt, and I can hear Matt, we should have played mine. It was in the bunker, but the lip wasn't that high. None of us get off on my second shot. Matt, as soon as we get back in the cart, we should have played mine. So the whole thing was playing
you never play
who's
one out
drop.
of the bunker if you
That's
don't
what
have
I
to.
said, but he only, he kind of said it. And then after that hole, we're driving, and he's just talking, and he's saying, I really think we all should just take a look at these, each shot before we make a decision. And I'm saying, Matt, there's no time for that.
Watkins and I are the only ones left, text Matt George. Allen and Biederman left us, and we birdied the first hole, just us 2.
Good. Now
Man.
you can take your ball, Matt.
Jay, this sounds like dissension.
Now you can take yours.
Dysfunction.
Now you can take yours.
Backbiting, finger pointing.
Come on, man.
This is what I need Mendoza to attack the Raiders, the Kirk Cousins situation.
And I told them we had no bogeys. They said, Alan, we're not taking yours. Why?
Dang.
We can get, so then about 2 holes later, we had another one, bigger, right? A bigger tree. But they knew, okay, we should probably just take Allen's this time. We birdie it. Chris Watkins right to the left of the grass, right, or to the tree, right past it, fringe of the green, we birdie it. I said, well, that's what happens when you take the ball that's closer. So that's what happened. We're clearly not winning it.
No, you got some of those.
Oh, they're going to be 18
the winning
under.
score sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
Matt said we need to be about 16 under.
Yeah.
The people in front of us, there's only 2 of them, so they're hitting 2 each, right? They tell us that they're 6 under. So then at that point, I'm saying, well, it's cooked now.
Yeah.
But I had a couple highlight reels. I had a couple low light reels.
What's the highlight reel?
Oh,
Give me
man.
one of them.
I mean, they should have taken at least 2 more of my drives. Okay. So I was definitely piping the driver today. All right. I had a second shot Johnny Whitey with my 2-wood. Okay, my little hybrid. Hybrid guy, Whitey, through the tree, left it about 50 yards out, beat him and said, "We got to take Allen's." I said, "That's right. You got to take mine." Okay.
Wait, did he have the final word since he was the best player?
Yeah, we just left it up to him. Mm-hmm. And he had some crazy putts. He saved us a couple times from disaster because the putter was not it for me. And normally that's where I help a lot. Matt had a great putt. Matt had a great putt today. Everybody did a little bit. We just collectively didn't do enough. But great food. There were a lot of the first hole we were at, hold on, what was the name of it? The Mobster Lobster.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They solid.
So they gave us mac and cheese, ribs. There was a Brazilian steakhouse place on the course making plates.
Yeah.
How do you like your steak? On the golf course.
Yes, sir.
This is real deal. Real deal. So Bobby Jackson, heck of an event. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Next time, yeah. And Bobby, you get me my own team.
He not.
You get me my personal invite.
Because he know you ain't staying.
I will stay. Then I got to run into Draper, right? Draper's talking to a buddy of his. The buddy says, "Hey, I know you. Hey," and he calls a friend over. "Hey, this is the guy that took Draper's spot when he left." And Draper's like, "Oh." Then I saw him later. He says, "Hey, come here," to a different guy. "Hey, you know Draper, right? This is the guy." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not like that." I don't know whose team Draper was on. But I saw Frank LaRosa. He was playing with Jason Ross. Saw Jason out there.
That team did pretty well.
I'm sure they did. Saw G-Man out there as well with, of course, Scott Marsh. So we weren't with them at all. That would have been fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of people out there. A lot of people took off work today, and you had to get on out there, Whitey, boogied back to give you the.
Well, we appreciate that.
But I was feeling good though.
Speak for yourself, Whitey.
I
was feeling
appreciate the
good.
effort.
No.
It's unnecessary, but it's a nice thought.
Yeah.
But again, vacation day.
No, I mean, hey, I don't know how any of that works.
Right, man. You gotta take no vacation day because you out helping people.
I don't know how any of that works. We did it for the kids, man.
Right.
Yeah.
We did it for the kids.
How dare us try to take your vacation day for helping the people?
And Bobby's Foundation. Did A Sizzler double up on the plates again? That's what the 916 is. Look, all I had was a
no wonder you could make a pie.
There was a breakfast burrito. Yeah. Then Chris said my hands
steak.
After the Mobster Lobster. Chris is like, my hands are all greasy.
There you go. There you go.
A rib in one hand, trying to tee off with the other, Whitey. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Matt George weighing in again. Do you want to hear what he had to say?
Uh-oh.
Sure. Chris Watkins is on the text. I don't know if they just finished. Alan Stiles, notoriously good teammate. Well, thank you, Chris.
Interesting to hear Alan's perspective on how his golf game is, ...
Matt.
Now he's trying to get in your head.
You don't take shots out the bunker.
Wow.
It doesn't matter how flat it is. All right?
Less than ideal.
Less than ideal.
Yeah.
He was just mad that they took my shot.
How much further was his?
So we're on completely different sides of the fairway, right?
Yeah.
It's 2-3 inches maybe, depending on the angle. And then we all, messed up the next shot. He's whispering back, "We should have taken mine." To me. Why are you saying it to me?
What was the highlight, brother?
This
your first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the highlight?
The highlight, vibes were obviously great. Everybody was in a good mood. But I would say probably that first after we had the Mobster Lobster, I think we all striped it right up the middle. Right? And we birdied that first hole. So we were thinking, oh, well, this is ours.
Yeah.
But it's a tough track. So probably Mobster Lobster.
It is.
Hole number 3 to kick it off and start everything off right.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for being out there representing us.
Of course. We had a River Cats. There was a River Cats table as well. I had to say, what's up to my people. Then there was another one. It was a par 3. And again,
is there like a close to the hole, win a car?
Yeah, I think that was one of them. It was for the BMW, right? It was for a nice dark blue, my favorite color, BMW. Mm-hmm. Not close. I was closest to the pin in the group.
Distance? Do you remember?
No, it was a par 3.
Yeah. So how far was it?
Well, it wasn't on the green, but it was close.
What was the distance to the pin on the par 3 in which you could win a car?
Oh, I think they were all about 160, 170.
Okay.
So, I hit a nice shot, and it's to the right. It's not on the green. And then Chris Biederman says, well, I think that, Chris Watkins, his shot leaves us more green. But again, hey, man, it's right here. We can go Texas wedge. We could chip it. We ended up going with Chris Watkins. I think we parred that one. So there was just a lot of, hey, which driver are we going to take here? I think if we had taken 2-3 more of mine, we might have been dancing a little bit. But I'm a team player, as Chris Watkins
sounds
said.
like sounds like the team needs a little more, and maybe you need a team meeting.
We needed a strategy.
Yeah.
We needed to, get our ducks in a row. We did not have the ducks in the row.
So it sounds like team player Alan Stiles is kind of casting aspersions at your leadership.
Yeah, that's
we
what
made
it sounds
some bad
like to me.
decisions.
No.
And Matt hit some bad shots that he thought were good, but other than that, I'm a good teammate.
Well, Chris Biederman, without him, we wouldn't have even been dancing. But everybody, there's no one perfect.
Sound like Jeff Kent out here today.
Did you hear Jeff Kent, what he said about Barry Bonds?
When they asked, should he be in the Hall or not?
Yeah.
I didn't hear all of it.
Yeah. Do we have that, Jay? It's kind of funny. We were talking about it because Jeff Kent, and we got some DeMar DeRozan stuff we'll get to. I want to see what Alan thinks of all that. So Jeff Kent has asked, he was on with Tom Tolbert. He's asked, we're not sure how it was framed to him, but this is a chance for Jeff Kent to say, I'm in the Hall of Fame and Barry was a great player and we had our differences, but you know what? He was a great player.
Right.
So there's a million ways he could handle it. But do you have it, Jay? Listen, this is the way Jeff Kent handles the question about Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame.
You've got a good argument, and the other side's got a good argument too. I'm on the fence on this, Tom.
Me too.
I can't swing the other way, but you're right. You got a good argument. And I've talked to a few people that make a good case both ways. But let me tell you this, what I do know, and I'm glad I don't have a vote because that's the side of the fence that if you vote for and you stand on, you got to come up with that argument. And I don't want to argue it anymore. But this is what I do know. Barry was one of the best players I ever played with and one of the best players I ever saw play the game. Now, I rip on Barry a little bit sometimes because you got to have a weakness. And the only weakness I ever saw with Barry is he didn't throw the ball to home plate from left field very hard very much. But the dang guy could do everything else well and better than anybody I ever saw. And I learned a heck of a lot from Barry. I hit in the same hitting group as Barry did every day. I watched him. I had confidence in choking up the bat a little bit because Barry did. I watched how quick his movements were in the box, his hand strength. I even learned a little bit from his dad, Bobby, who was awesome. Bobby taught me a little bit about driving the hands down and working on that and in spring training, and I missed a little bit of Bobby too. Dusty used to tell me, you think Barry's good, you should have watched Bobby play. And so I don't know what's going to happen for Barry. As a teammate, sometimes Barry gets a bad rap, but I tell you, he's one of the best players I ever saw play the game.
Yeah, so he not really all in on Barry Bonds.
No.
Jay didn't like that answer.
He did say one of the best players he's ever seen or one of the best players.
He also said his rag arm was better and implied his dad was better.
Yeah, I just thought why the arm came up. They definitely were frenemies, right?
No, they were outright enemies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Now he's in the club, though, right? Because so he's going to look at Barry a little bit different because I'm in and you're not, even if everybody knows that. Well, and here's the thing, too. He could have, and he doesn't have to, but there was a whole conversation about hitting with Barry in the lineup. There's just a level of protection.
Yep.
You're just going to have because, we might as well throw to you. That's not to take anything away from Jeff Kent, but that's just the reality.
Sure.
But he doesn't have to live in that reality.
Yeah.
Even if it's true.
Yeah.
And he had a terrible arm too.
He had a hard time being as gracious as he could have been, but that's his right.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's in now. And I did want to say, now that we're here, because we talked last week about the names not being, very star powered. But Andrew Jones was a big deal to me growing up, and Carlos Beltran was a big deal to me growing up. These were two outfielders that, could track it down. Beltran was a switch hitter. Andrew Jones, followed him forever. So I think for me, it's cool seeing them get into the Hall of Fame. But yeah, from the larger perspective, I don't know how big of names they are for the kind of more casual viewer. But those guys, all three of them really were a huge part of my childhood watching baseball growing up.
Mm-hmm. Beltran, I think, was one of the few players with 300 steals and 300 homers.
Yeah.
And Andrew Jones had 51 home runs one year. We were talking about.
And nobody even talks about it.
It's just there was a time when if you were a Hall of Famer, you typically played for one team, maybe two. And now, like Jeff Kent played for 6 teams, I think. Beltran were 7. And even Andrew Jones played for about 5, which is fine. I don't begrudge players that right, but it's just different now. You know?
Yeah, there was a time where 50 didn't seem like a lot. Now it does again. And he kind of played during that time period, bringing it back to Barry and some of those numbers that were floating around at that time.
Didn't have the greatest arm.
Well, better than Barry's, according to Jeff Kent.
No, I'm talking about Bear. That's what I'm talking about, Bear. Yeah. I'm not talking about you.
No, I thought you were talking about Andrew Jones.
Oh, no, tremendous player. Here's the latest on DeMar DeRozan. Did you hear about this? According to Shams, Miami Heat, Denver Nuggets, and Cleveland Cavaliers have shown interest in DeMar DeRozan, and the Kings have some interest in who's interested in him because the more DeMar DeRozan gets paid, the more relief the Kings would get. And then if no one picks him up and it's August, they probably would have to stretch him. But the more someone pays him, the more set off the Kings get, according to a formula that is too complicated to explain to you.
So you said the Nuggets, the Heat,
and the Cavaliers. That's according to Shams. That doesn't necessarily mean they're the only ones interested in him, but that's the first reporting here.
I don't see the Heat are just determined to not have any spacing, huh? They just don't want any spacing. I like the Cavs. Shout.
But they got Hazonia now.
Yeah, they did.
Not that they're the same.
Right. I think the Cavs make more sense. The Nuggets just with Jokic. I mean, I don't know how much he'd be playing with Jokic, to be honest with you, if he's manning that second unit, but I don't see a great fit in Denver.
Yeah.
Cavs look like the best one.
The big question, and I know that we've talked about it over and over and over, is DeMar's next team, whichever team it is, going to ask him to change his role? And if they do, how willing is he going to be to do that? And if they don't, how are they going to make it all fit?
Yeah. I mean, assuming the Nuggets don't lose my guy, Peyton Watson, you got
he may go qualifying offer.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think somebody said, I don't know when a Rich Paul client has ever done that. So, because there's
probably just a threat.
Right. Well, there's him and Duren.
Yeah.
As well. I know Clutch has one of them. So there's that situation, and then you have Christian Brown, who they gave all that money to, so you have to play him. I don't really see the fit in Denver. And if I'm DeMar, I know the East is getting better, so we need to stop just assuming it's going to be a cakewalk, but I probably would rather be on the Cavs than the Nuggets at this
Alan,
point.
At this point, what's your advice for your guy, Kuminga?
He doesn't. Well, he's
the
waiting
Cavs
for.
Wanted him. Like maybe they wanted him, but they wanted Hazonia more.
Yeah, somebody said that he would. It's clear that he wants to go to the Cavs more than the Lakers. I think the only thing that's clear is that he wants more money, right? So he wants more money. But hey, man, I know this is the classic cliche, but you go to LA, people pay more attention to you. You're probably going to be what is he, the third option between the third and the fourth option out there? Just go play a role. There's a chance that between Luka and Austin Reeves, somebody's going to miss some time, and just go from there.
We birdied the last 2 holes. Sounds like Biederman and Allen were the problem, says Matt George.
Sure. We birdied. So what did you end at? Is it still we?
I don't know.
Still we?
Sounds like maybe they Brandon Ayuk'd you.
Yeah. You know what, man?
They designated you left team.
But this is, of course, there's nobody there between me and Chris Biederman to see. I'm not saying there's, anything fishy going on. I didn't see it.
We're all wondering.
Right. How those scrambles can be.
We were all wondering.
How those scrambles can be.
I do.
But you know what? My team showed up to play. I think that's probably good for I'd guess we got about 5th place. So Chris, Matt, they said
5th place?
That's my guess. There are a lot of teams.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Fifth place
I'm
might
thinking
be
more about 20.
I think we're a top 10er. I think we're a 9 or 10er, somewhere in there. We'll just assume.
This is like when you argued that the Giants were a top 5 brand. Top 10 at least.
This is a harder argument. This is definitely a harder argument.
A bunch of writers picked next year's NBA Rookie of the Year. Does anybody mention Acuff? We'll find out when we come back. Alan's back with us, so don't go away. Sactown Sports.
SactownSports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. SactownSports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
So, I need hamburgers, sodas, ice, and a DJ.
A DJ?
Relax, pa. With T-Mobile, we're saving when we bundle home internet and phone lines.
Oh, wow. Here to bundle and save big. Stay connected con tu gente with 4 lines from T-Mobile with fast, easy-to-set-up 5G home internet and save up to $1,000 a year. Switch now on T-Mobile.com/conectate. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans. Visit T-Mobile.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals are so good. That's awesome.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Explore California like never before in a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport. When you save up to $8,500 off MSRP. Whether you like off-roading, camping, or exploring, this is the Jeep for you, and you won't find a better price.
Oh yeah, that's one of the most iconic models that really gets back to its roots.
Iconic really is the best way to describe it, but Hoblet is so much more than Jeeps. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it at Hoblet with our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles and over $50 under $30,000.
Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$8,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport after $3,500 Hoblet discount and factory incentives. Incentives may include $500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members. $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade. 3th net savings. Sample VIN 208262.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fighttobite.net.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 33, the Steve Young era begins.
An embarrassment of riches for the 49ers when San Francisco had both Joe Montana and Steve Young. Steve Young officially became the Niners quarterback at the beginning of the 91 season. After backing up Joe Montana for 4 seasons, Young took over the starting role with an elbow injury, sidelined Montana for the entire 91 season. Young played 11 games in 91, but really blossomed after that, making the Pro Bowl 7 times, leading the NFL in touchdown passes 4 times, and guiding the 49ers to a convincing Super Bowl win over the Chargers in 1995.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140. Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Yeah, Alan, late arrival, but he made it today after the charity golf tournament, or that is after he stopped playing in the charity golf tournament, which I guess just recently wrapped up, according to Matt George. I guess he would have us believe they did better after you and Peterman left, but whatever. We're glad you.
Yeah, he said that to you, and then he said that to our team group chat as well. So
doesn't sound like much of a team, if you ask me.
Well, I don't know if they did what the people in front of us were doing if they were hitting twice. They just went with what? You get more bites at the apple.
Right. I'll bet they were.
Yeah. Scrambles are interesting, though, because, it's just completely different than normal golf. You're just hitting. Well, you could. It's
hard to get into a rhythm, really.
I think it actually would. If you kind of just focus on. If it's your drive, I think that it's easier to play the hole well because it feels like you are playing the hole versus, I shanked one. Now I'm going to go hit somebody else's. Just, you got to get into it. I know people play a lot of scrambles, but I've only played a couple. The other times were like bachelor parties, if we're just, the second day or something like that. There are people, though, and I'm not trying to gatekeep here, but there
you don't
are
have
people.
To try. It just comes so naturally.
I just don't really understand people that play in scrambles just for fun. Like if I paid my money, I'm just playing. I'm not in a rush, and it doesn't really it can speed you up. There were just a million people out there, but the idea of just playing a scramble just for fun, I don't get it.
Well, I think some people pay because they get a chance to maybe play with, celebrities.
No, I'm not saying for tournaments though. I'm saying I've had people say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go golf. Yeah, we could do a scramble or something." I'm thinking, why would I do that?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay. I'm not trying to gatekeep.
Yeah, I get you. That is such a foreign concept to me that when you said it, I didn't even understand what you were talking about.
It hasn't been a lot, but yeah, it's the same thing. There's some guys it'll be a full court, right? And I'm big on this. Where do you guys fall on this? If you're short on players in pickup, right? And there's you have 8. This was the biggest argument I had. Full court, you have 8 people.
4, you run 4s.
Right, you run 4s, but the argument always is, hey, do you want to play full court or half court? And there were a lot of people that would argue and say half court. I'm thinking the argument is, well, full court, everyone gets tired. It turns into a track meet. But half court, 4-on-4, it's clunky to me. I used to argue that all the time at the Y. It'd be 8 people. They'd say, no, let's run half. I said, well, if we're running half, I'm leaving. Now nobody can play. Right? You run full court.
Right.
At the time, you're young.
No, I'm with you.
Get your steps in. What we play at half court,
that's
4-on-4.
We came out here to play basketball.
Or 2 people sit and you play 3-on-3 half court.
Right.
I'm not playing 4-on-4 half court. That's stupid to me.
That's why I hate the whole 3-on-3 thing in the Olympics, half court. I just like.
Yeah.
You only play half court when you don't have any other options.
The big 3 is at least fun because there's former players that you watched. But yeah, I'm not going to enter any names, but just random people playing a 3-on-3. No, thank you.
Do you care that the Kings are dead last in the NBA power rankings from ESPN?
I do.
Do you?
I do. I mean, it looks like, and I saw Dave, I guess you can find it for all the people that do partake. You can find the Kings at 21.5. Hey, I'm thinking little parlay action. Hey, Jay
and I both said if we had to go over or under, we would take the over. But if we didn't have to pick them, that wouldn't be the thing that we would hammer.
Look, this is what's going to feed families, okay? And I'm not saying to do it.
Just you or schmalling.
This is schmalling. But it's very simple, fellas. Very simple. You got to work on your 401k, your Roth IRA, okay? You want to send your kids to college? Kings over, Niners over, Raiders over. Parlay that bad boy and watch the investment cook up.
Do you think Dave is just trying to make up for the fact that last week he said the Kings are terrible?
Oh, yeah.
So don't
what did he say?
optimistic.
Disrespectful or whatever he said
now
today.
He's like, oh, they're going to win more than 21 and a half.
Yeah. 20 Kings, Raiders, Niners. Book them, Danny. Book them. Schmallen says, you hang them, we bang them.
Who's the one that you're worried about the most?
The Raiders. But that's where those odds are probably going to get you the best. That's where that's where those odds are going to get you. I'm telling you. Though the three amigos. Schmallen says.
I just have no idea what to expect, what the Kings are going to look like, what the rest of the league is going to look like. That's why I'm not jumping on that.
The Kings, the scary part, honestly, is the trades, right? If Sabonis and Levine do get moved, things change a little bit.
Hey, Zach LaVine, by the way, says, wow, I really like A-Cuff's game.
Oh,
huh?
yeah?
Ooh.
Yeah, he does. Why wouldn't he? They're cooking something 21 and a half.
Apparently he said that. That's Vincent Goodwill says he said that.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what else is he supposed to say? But he said it.
Yeah. Way too early NBA Rookie of the Year predictions from the athletic staff. Of course, they like DeBonsa the most. They like Peterson second most. They like Cam Boozer. They like Caleb Wilson. And then fifth, the only other guy to get mentioned, Braden Burries. I was telling Jay, I think that would be a terrifying outcome for the Kings and for a lot of other teams too. If Braden Burries at 10th pick ends up being like one of the top 4 or 5 players.
Yeah.
Certainly possible, but that's a scary thought.
He's got that good size on him.
He's fearless.
He is. We watched it at Arizona.
I know.
We watched it at Arizona. We had that conversation, Whitey, when, early on, hey, Braden Burries could get some buzz here a little bit. He didn't really. Then there was a whole weird thing with the Mavs and trying to finesse his way there. He didn't necessarily jump anybody, but I do think people were high on his, I think his question was the upside thing. He's a year older, I think, than the other freshmen in the group. I believe he was already 20 when he got drafted, but not to do the trade down thing, but he was definitely somebody of interest. The trade down thing was weird for him because I think, who was it? The highest of the trade down was 12 or something. So
yeah,
he would have already been gone. So that kind of left you just in a tough spot.
Yeah. Doug Haller from The Athletic says he, being Burries, strong freshman season, but his game always seemed better suited for the NBA. And in Milwaukee, he'll get an opportunity to play a leading role sooner rather than later. So anyway, none of the people participating in this little piece for The Athletic mentioned Darius Acuff, but that's because he didn't play well in the summer league.
Right.
So.
And that's okay. I think there's an idea out there that if you say that out loud, it's a huge indictment on him. And this is where we can talk about some of the other players that didn't play well in Summer League, right? We were doing it pretty much as soon as the Cali Classic happened.
Yeah.
But you don't have to pretend that he did play well. He didn't play horribly, but he did not ball out. And that has really nothing to do with how his NBA career is going to turn out. It's reactionary, and of course it is, because it's the first time we've seen him wearing a Kings jersey, but ultimately, whether he's good or not, we're not going to look back and say, oh, man, we should have known from Summer League. Half of those dudes are not even in the league.
What's Allen got on whatever is going on with Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers? We'll find out when we come right back on Sactown Sports. Happy Monday.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks, N.A. member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
California's calling. Sun-soaked coasts, forest trails, and fun-filled city nights. With 21 hybrid and electrified Toyota models, there's a ride made for your life. Score summer deals on the 50 MPG Corolla Hybrid and the 51 MPG Camry. Or get 0% APR plus finance cash on the all-electric BZ. Go farther and spend less this summer with Toyota's hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and all-electric EVs. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit and cannot be combined with other offers. Ends 8/3/26.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms?
At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end.
Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo.
Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITPFest.com.
The Gold Rush Classic, where the stars and guitars shine. The Gold Rush Classic is a celebrity pro-am golf tournament, $1 million hole-in-one, a skins game, a celebrity draft party, and a concert featuring the Cripple Creek Band. The Gold Rush Classic raises money for Make-A-Wish, Jordan's Guardian Angels, First Tee of Sacramento, Rancho Murrieta Youth Sports, and other worthwhile children's charities. The Gold Rush Classic takes place August 6th and 7th in Rancho Murrieta. Come join the fun, raise money for charity, and play golf with a celebrity like Barnes, Fernandez, Jackson, Lloyd, Merriweather, Ostertag, Polanese, Sharp, Schumann, or our own Greg Vaughn. Golf and concert sponsorship are still available at goldrushclassic.org. That's goldrushclassic.org. The Plan Solutions team sponsors the Gold Rush Classic. Plan Solutions, partnering for a strong financial future.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The NFL is masterful when it comes to marketing. But I think they probably should do a better job of making a big deal of the start of training camps. The NBA has their media days when training camps start, and they grab a lot of headlines. Now, I know the NFL is fine. They don't need that much help. Spring training in baseball, it's a little bit more of a build-up, but it's kind of a nice, spring training starting. NFL training camps start, and it's just kind of it's almost like they want it to be back burner. I've heard that the great Peter King suggested that, they should make it a big deal, and they should have NFL weekend and make a big deal of the start of training camps. Maybe there's not enough going on to grab that much interest, but, it's kind of a slower period of the sports calendar, and I'm just surprised that training camps in the NFL are kind of like, they don't really make a bigger deal out of it. Maybe they can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's also segmented now that it does feel like if you're a Niner fan or whatever, you follow their social media. They have all that for, guys making catches and things like that. So I don't know. I guess the NFL in general could, but I do think each team kind of does what they feel like they need to.
And it is just start a training camp.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think it also depends on the team too, right? If there's a new quarterback, it's different because Fernando's not starting. But if there's a new quarterback or something like that, I think they get more into it and there's more out there versus, like the Niners, for example, they have a couple new additions, but nothing. There's no battle. There's no QB battle or anything like that.
Fernando will compete with Kirk Cousins, not against him, Alan. What
does that mean?
Competing with each other is pushing each other to be the best quarterback we can possibly be for the Las Vegas Raiders and to enable us to then win as many games as possible, Mendoza said. Against is withholding information, wishing maybe not the best intent on somebody, end quote. So he says he'll be competing with Kirk Cousins, not against him. You sure you guys made the right pick?
Was it sounding a little, I want to be Case and Wallace?
That's exactly what Jay said.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different.
Everyone with the Raiders are just trying so hard to make sure that don't disrespect Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make me feel any differently. I guess you could just do the classic, I want to force Kirk out or whatever. I want him to be a waste of money. You could do that, but that's not really the guy Fernando is anyway. So it doesn't bother me as much because you know who he is. When Indiana won and I think he said the F-bomb or something, and then he was on Jimmy Fallon or some interview. He said, I just, kind of felt like the whole thing was just a little, not cringe,
forced,
but just awkward. So just be you.
Yeah.
We know what we're getting into with Fernando, so I'm not going to worry about those extracurriculars, at least not right now.
Yeah, I think that you hit the nail on the head. It's a little awkward, but a better answer might have been, I have a chance to learn a lot from him, but I want to be the best quarterback I can be as soon as I can.
Right. It sounds like he's in on it too. No, we're all good.
Yeah.
There's no rush. Go ahead, Kirk, do your thing.
We're competing together, not against each other.
Well, what do you prefer, though? That or the other side of it where, the Kyler Murray one was weird.
Yeah.
With JJ. There's that one, which was just awkward, not from him, but from JJ McCarthy. And then you have just kind of the classic, we're trying to beat each other. We're trying to beat each other. We're both trying to compete for a job. Could have just done that, too. I guess the other two feel more authentic than the first one. I feel like we're going to be having Russell Wilson type of conversations about Fernando Mendoza, so hopefully he gets a Super Bowl and it doesn't matter, just like Russell Wilson.
It sounds like a lot of this will be dictated by how Kirk Cousins handles it.
Yeah.
Because everyone is kind of deferring to him a little bit. If he says, hey, this guy's going to be great, I don't know. But it sounds like the organization, hey, Kirk may play the whole year. And Fernando, I'm not competing against him, I'm competing with him.
Yeah.
They're just kind of almost bending over backwards in an effort to just try to ignore what everyone knows.
But I think
the inevitable.
I think the other thing, too, is for so long they haven't had continuity and it hasn't felt like everybody's been on the same page, a la the Max Crosby thing, even though I think they were on the same page. Max Crosby just was on a different page. But I do think that there is a level of, hey, let's keep showing people that we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that is the most important thing right now. Authenticity or anything like that is not as high of a priority as let's look like we have our bleep together.
What did you make of the Kyle Shanahan news that came out Saturday that he'd been in this very serious car accident 2 weeks prior?
Right. Well, first and foremost, glad that, he's okay. And
he's kind of okay.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Sims coming out.
Seriously injured, yeah.
Yeah, talking about all of the different injuries that he has sustained. But it was, people are just taking this to the next level with why did it take so long to get reported? Then the other side, well, reports don't always come out. There's this, there's that.
Florio actually went after Tim Kawakami.
They were right. And Tim Kawakami said he's using him as something he said as not bait, but the back and forth was kind of crazy. And then you had Chris Sims come out and say, hey, I got a text from his wife. And it was, pretty hardcore, like letting people know, I guess, that it was serious. I don't know that people were curious about how serious it was. I think people were curious about how it happened, which we still don't really know. But I know you had said, I think this was off air when we were chatting. There was no alcohol, nothing.
That's what the police said.
Yes,
they also said it's not our policy to tell anybody to divulge who may have been at fault or.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that the Niners are any different than another team, taking their time to let this get out. I don't think another team out there, or a smart team, would just volunteer this information. I mean, what does it help? I know now people are going to say, well, what were you hiding? Well, the police reports are right there. They're saying it just apparently it just happened. We don't, that's all we know right now.
That is part of the deal when you say or decide, well, we're not going to let anybody know what happened. There's always going to be, for some are going to say, oh, well, I'm inferring that there must be a reason why you're not telling us everything.
Yeah.
So if nothing happened, you could make it look worse. I think it'll all come out eventually. The big issue to me at this point, if there is one, is just, well, how long is it going to take him to fully recover, especially from a serious concussion?
Yeah. I mean, it feels like there's a lot of time, but like you were saying, concussions can linger on and you don't even, know it. You feel good one day, the next day you might not feel so hot. And obviously he's got to be out there, and he's the guy that he's so incredibly important to that team in so many different ways and facets of the game in different capacities. So, yeah, it's going to feel like a long summer for everyone else besides teams that are dealing with injuries, and those are not limited to the players on the field, obviously, because I think the Niners are going to sit there and say, man, summer's flying by, and we got to make sure that Kyle is good. We got to make sure Kyle is right. But, yeah, happy that, I guess, like Sims said, he avoided just straight up disaster.
Yes.
But everything that's ensued afterwards with the content creator battles and the media battles about who hid what and is there something deeper going on? Yeah, I don't really have much to say on that, man.
It's just odd.
If anything comes out, it's going to come out. But I'm not going to, run to try to get a headline. And,
it's also possible that even though not all details were divulged, that there's nothing in there out of the ordinary.
Right.
It's possible.
Right. Now, that's not as fun when everybody's trying to get the scoop. But, yeah. The police, they're going to release or not release whatever they see fit.
And by the way, as you probably know, John Lynch today addressed what's going on with Brandon Ayuk and really spelled it out, which is he's on our left team list. He's designated as left team. And so he stays on that list until he applies for reinstatement. That's where he is. We don't pay him. He can't go anywhere. And Brandon Ayuk has said, well, I'm not doing that. So it's like, okay, then this thing is going to just continue in perpetuity. You're choosing to be in limbo.
You're the one that has nobody else to blame in this situation. I don't even know if it's bad. I don't even know if it's bad advice. I think he's just him. I don't think it's anybody else forcing him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All depends where he is and what do you really want?
Right.
What do you want to do?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
When we come back, is there room for the Zach LaVine narrative to shift in Sacramento? I think there is. I'll explain how when we come right back to Sactown Sports.
Does Russell Westbrook no longer fit into the vision for the Kings?
Russ outplayed his contract last year in every possible way. And I think he earned every penny of his check and then some. Well, now the Kings have turned the page. They got Darius Acuff in. They're trying to move on and continue the rebuild. Part of that is by giving the youth the keys to the castle, as I said. And also, I think Russ deserves better.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Get as loud as you can for Monster Jam!
The one and only Monster Jam. Packed with stunts, smiles, and jaw-dropping skills. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Coming to Golden One Center August 15th and 16th. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Morgan & Morgan. Specially priced Saturday night tickets available.
So, I need hamburgers, sodas, ice, and a DJ.
A DJ?
Relax, Pa. With T-Mobile, we're saving when we bundle home internet and phone lines.
Oh, wow! Here to bundle and save big. Stay connected con tu gente with 4 lines from T-Mobile with fast, easy-to-set-up 5G home internet and save up to $1,000 a year. Switch now on T-Mobile.com/conectate. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans. Visit T-Mobile.com.
There's the hard way to buy a car, and then there's the Hoblet way. Transparent prices, fast paperwork, and a team that's there to help, not hover. We've spent 77 years refining this process so you can get in, get out, and get driving with zero drama. Car buying doesn't have to be stressful. At least, not when you do it the Hoblet way. Experience the difference at HobletDodge.com. The easy way to buy.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Well, Alan, you joined us a little more than an hour ago, about an hour ago. I know you played in the Bobby Jackson tournament today, and you and Chris Biederman, your teammate, you guys left a little early, and I know you say you thought your team did really well, but I think the tournament's over by now, so I'm guessing if you'd won anything, you might have known by now, but it might still be a little premature.
Yeah.
I also don't think that you have any chance of winning anything.
No. Matt has already said his thank yous for playing, so.
Sometimes, you have dinner and things.
Thank you. Yeah, he's there now.
They hold that off, so maybe
Yeah.
Maybe you still got some good news coming.
Maybe. I mean, there's no way.
It's over, Whitey.
Yeah,
I
it's
know,
over.
Jay. I'm just trying to.
But
he wouldn't know he's not there.
Nah, I got eyes and ears everywhere.
Left a charity event. Man, our company offers volunteer paid services and everything.
Hey,
that's right. You can take a volunteer day and help out a local cause. And
left a charity event for the
didn't
kids.
know. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah.
For the kids, man.
The kids. I got the kids, man.
Nah, you don't, man.
I got the kids.
Disappointed in you, bro.
I got the kids.
How about your own kids? I know you took them to the River Cats Christmas in July.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was my first time going to a River Cats game as a fan. I never went before. So it was a lot of fun.
You were probably gatekeeping whoever was the host was like, no, that's not how you're supposed to do it.
No, he's my guy. And, Lee, the MC, he's my guy. It was weird. I was watching like that, though. Not that in particular.
Not how I would have done that, Lee.
Oh, okay, cool. They had this promo and that promo. But, yeah, it was fun to get out there. The baby just sat on my lap for 2 hours. We were supposed to leave at 8 o'clock because we figured, she'd be fussy because I was telling you the crawling stage it's such an overrated stage. I can't stand the crawling stage. I mean, you crawl, pull yourself up. I mean, the payoff is just because everybody says, oh, you're going to regret when they are walking. You're going to be chasing them around. But at least there's a payoff. The crawling, you're crawling.
The crawling phase is overrated.
It's overrated. And then,
I would argue it's properly rated.
She pulls herself up, she falls.
Yeah. Right.
She cries.
Yeah.
At least walking, it's just more fun. So we thought she was going to be ready to go. 8 o'clock came. She was just sitting there. We left that about 8:30, something like that, a little later than that. And then toddler was having a lot of fun.
Was Santa Claus there?
Was. But, she didn't love – she likes Dinger, right? She likes Dinger, but she likes Dinger from afar. Whenever it was time, hey, you want to take a picture with Dinger? I don't want to take a picture with Dinger. Actually, I definitely don't. Like, get him away, please. But then every time he would leave, I want to see Dinger.
Yeah.
So this first time we thought, okay, it's cute. The second time, all right, that's enough.
Yeah.
You lost your shot. Go sit down. But it was a lot of fun. A lot of Dodger fans all weekend long. Just the bandwagon Smurfs fans. Give me an absolute break. I'm so sick of them. Oh, well, let's go to the River Cats game. See our Comets. See Kike Hernandez. Give me a break, man. Everywhere.
You were posting a lot of clips from young Giant prospects.
Yeah, Bo Davidson, Parks Harbor. Those are my guys. Haven't met Bo yet, but excited to meet him. And that's the future, man. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Jung-Hoo Lee, did you see Bob Nightingale? The Giants are telling Jung-Hoo Lee, or telling teams Jung-Hoo Lee is a no-go. And then there's an article from John Shea about how Jung-Hoo Lee helps their marketing. And that's in part, so a lot of fans are not happy if that's the reason why they won't move him. But they're a business.
That's a good reason.
It's not a good reason.
Well, it is if he's productive.
Yeah, he is this. He has been.
Yeah.
He has been. But he also has an opt-out after 2027. So if he plays like this again.
Club control for another year.
If he plays like this again, he might say, somebody might give me more.
Well,
but
then you trade him next year at the deadline.
Can't move him. Too many fans.
Can't move him. You could be talking about Zach LaVine. The story from Vincent Goodwill. Zach LaVine was impressed with Darius Acuff. He was impressed with him. He said, I really like his game. I think we're going to play well together. He understands that Acuff is the future of the franchise. Okay, that's fine. What's he supposed to say? Is there any way that the Zach LaVine narrative shifts here in Sacramento? Is there any way that Zach LaVine actually might have a future here in Sacramento beyond this year? I think there's one path to that.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying is if he doesn't have options that he likes more after this year, and if ownership here, we know ownership loves Zach LaVine. If it works this year, I could see how maybe he might say, all right, depending on what they're willing to give him, I could see how he might end up staying here for much less money. I don't think it's likely, but I could see that developing if ownership, if Vivek Ranadive still thinks of him as like, that's my guy, we traded Fox for him, we're going to figure out a way to keep him. Unlikely, but I still think it's on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I do wish we could see how many teams, what that price point would be.
Yeah.
And how many teams would be interested in Zach LaVine at that price point, right?
Yeah.
So he's making this $49 million. I think we've gone back and forth with some of these other guys when you look up NBA contracts. Is $30 million the sweet spot for Zach LaVine? So let's just pretend that it is. If Zach LaVine's sweet spot is, or let's say it's less than that, because I just don't know. That type of player still is the type of player that's getting paid less these days, right?
Some of that's going to be determined by how he plays this year.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But if you said, it doesn't really matter what the amount is. Let's say the Kings are willing to give him $5 million more. Let's say the market says, hey, Zach, you're 25 a year, 3 years, $75 million. And the Kings say, we actually like you at $30 million, which seems for the Kings, hey, this is much more manageable than what we had him at $49 million. Does he get looked at differently? Would he want to stay? I do think your best argument, Whitey, I know he's a couple years removed from, the all-star conversation, but I do think your biggest argument, it's kind of the same argument for Domantas Sabonis, where it's, hey, this team still has a problem. I guess you'd want to see if Scott Perry can cook a little bit, but this team is still probably going to have a problem acquiring star power or, star-powered vets. And if Domantas Sabonis can't move, or if Zach LaVine is willing to stay, knowing what his new market is, maybe that's a way for you to stay competitive in this new world, as long as you're not too worried that not just Acuff, but any of the young guys are getting shots taken away from them.
Yeah. This could have just been Zach LaVine saying what he knows he's supposed to say and being polite. But if he really is excited about it and it works at one end, even best case scenario, if they really click offensively, I think it's going to be a disaster to have those two on the floor at the same time defensively.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way around that.
No, I don't think. You talk about hunt, and we're obviously not talking about the playoffs right now, but talk about hunting. I do think there would be a lot of hunting with both of them. And we're going to see it early. Maybe it's not as bad as we think. I know there were reports about Zach LaVine last training camp kind of giving a very solid effort defensively. But we're going to know pretty early whether this thing is going to work or not work, but look terrible or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're pretty high on the over on the 21.5, huh?
I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
So is your buddy Dave. You're so similar to Dave.
Well, that's what Christopher Lott says.
Yeah,
but
so many ways.
I will say in the note or the clip that I saw on social media, there still wasn't really a shout about other teams getting better. It was more so Dave saying, here's part of the quote, they are in almost every facet better than they were last season. That's a huge miss on the Kings number. I don't know if it's a huge miss, because when he says they are almost better, or they're better in almost every facet, better than they were last season, if we talk about the other teams and the jumps that they made, I think what Dave is saying, well, the Kings had a big jump because they were injured, right? I think the issue is it's hard to tell how real the 22 wins were because of other teams trying to lose and because the Kings were not necessarily hoping to win. We'll put it like that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell. That's what Vegas is playing it safe. I think it is low, but when you look around at some of these other teams on a night in, night out basis, how many times this season are we going to know the Kings should win that game? I don't know.
The other thing is just about everybody else should be better too.
Exactly.
Have they improved as much as the Kings or more? Therein lies the rub.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the question. He's bringing up the Kings. I think pretty much every team in the West got better. I'm trying to think of a team that didn't.
New Orleans.
They could even argue full season of DeJounte Murray if they really wanted to, right? And I know Herb Jones is always missing games. But we're healthy, and it's the healthiest we've been. So even they could say that. Now, that's not as high of a jump as I think the Kings for not having legitimately their starting lineup. But, yeah, that 21.5, at least in my mind, it feels disrespectful. But I do think when you say, hey, they won 22 last season and they weren't really trying, I do think that's an oversimplification of the 21.5.
Can I ask
and Vegas is not that silly.
Yeah. I mean this in all seriousness. I know we always joke about this, but what now do you think Jonathan Kuminga should do, will do? Because you've got, all right, LeBron didn't go to Cleveland. Will Kuminga go to Cleveland? They got Hazonia. There does not appear to be anybody willing to offer him the money that he wants. Would he have to take, and some teams are offering him like less money than he wants for multiple years. Well, he doesn't want to do that. He may want to go somewhere if it's going to do less money, you would assume he wants it shorter term so he can get out and make more money. But I don't know how many options he has right now.
No, I mean, we could go around the league right now, right?
I think the Kings, if they wanted, they could get him with the mid-level.
You know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I thought that ship was sailed.
I think it has. I don't think they want him, but I think we know they don't want him because I think they could get him if they did.
If he went to the Cavs, they'd probably sell him and say, hey, Harden's older. You could easily be the second option. I don't know what Mobley is, but you could be somewhere between the second and third option, between Harden and Mobley. You go to LA, you're at best the third option. You go to Sacramento, hey, you might start out as the third, maybe fourth option, but those guys are going to leave, right? So I think that might be the weird thing about him from his perspective. Well, you got Acuff, not that he, is in a position to choose and say, put up his nose at anybody, but you got Acuff, you got Sabonis, you got Levine. At least right now, I don't know, I don't know where I would fit, and you're going to pay me less than what the Lakers are willing to pay me. So I think it might be kind of both ways. But
if the Lakers were willing to pay him $10 a year for 2 years, the Kings could pay him more than that
for 1 year.
If the reports are accurate about them still having the full MLE. I know there was some question about whether they used any of that for Precious Achiuwa. Everything I've seen says that they still have the full mid-level. But I just don't know that they have any interest in that right now.
No.
Bless them. They've seen the light. They broke down your argument, my argument, and clearly they're making the right choice here.
I still don't understand why they wouldn't just, not that, I'm not saying it's peanuts, but I don't know why they wouldn't just bring him in on a 1-and-1 if he was willing.
Yeah, and that we don't know that either, obviously.
Yeah. Because the Cavs, I don't know why. I don't think I would want to play. If I'm him, I don't know that I want to play with Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. That's a lot of possessions where you will not have the ball.
That door is closed now, right? I mean, they have Hazonia. I know they're not the same player, but they're forwards. Yeah.
I just don't think there's a real spot for him right now.
It doesn't look like it.
Thinking about the East. The Nets, that's why they had the money last season, the Nets did.
Back to the Warriors?
That ain't happening.
I'm kidding.
I could see, I don't know. The Hornets are better, don't get me wrong, but they could maybe use, he would be number 3, right, behind Kneppel and Brandon Miller. But I don't know.
At least third.
He's gonna end up with one of the weirdest careers ever.
Yeah, if he even has a career from here. What do you make of the reports out of Golden State that Steph may be asserting himself here using some leverage?
I think it's
using the threat to get out to make the Warriors improve their team.
I think it's overdue.
But what can they do?
No, I think he should have done this 2-3 years ago. And I guess their argument back would be, hey, well, I mean, we went and got Jimmy Butler.
Right.
But that's why,
He even said that in the piece, the Marcus Thompson piece, the exclusive. He said, if Moody hadn't gotten hurt and if Butler hadn't gotten hurt, things would look a lot differently.
I don't know how much different. Not in this West. Not with Wemby and the Thunder. I don't know. They need to just unload and just go get Trey Murphy. They just need to stop messing around and just say, let's just go get him. And I don't even know how good Trey Murphy is in an actual competitive environment. Nobody does. And that's my argument. If I call it the Pelicans, look, your boy has never played any winning basketball. You guys have been dangling him and Herb Jones for the last 4 years.
Was the report the Warriors offered 2 firsts and New Orleans said we want 3?
They're tripping. To do what? To do what? And now I don't know how protected those would be. But if they were too unprotected, now what? If you're New Orleans, you want them. You want 20, 30, you want Steph gone. Warriors probably saying take the more recent ones because those will be worse. But if you don't want to move him, then just take him off the market. I shouldn't say nobody, but this Walker Kessler thing, people are mad at Pelinka for messing up, Pelinka for messing up this trading market and the asset value.
The Warriors still have some things working for them. They're not going to be the worst team in the league this year, probably. But if you look at short-term and long-term outlooks for every team in the NBA, they're definitely trending towards the bottom.
They ain't headed towards the top.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of teams I'd rather have their assets going forward than the Warriors right now.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a star collapsing on itself.
I do wonder.
It's a black hole.
Yeah, I do wonder, and that's probably that is their move to go get that young player.
Warriors should get Zion as director of rec.
That's been a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 11 North is bringing up the Bane for 4 or 5 first. But again, if I'm the Warriors, that has nothing.
Right.
I can't do that deal.
That was where Orlando felt this is exactly what we need, and we're going to get it. They were not correct, but that's why they paid so much.
The other thing is, too, where Orlando was, hey, this is our future, right? We can give up more picks because we're going to have this core for those years anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors doing a deal for Trey Murphy, unless they feel like Trey Murphy could be that if you think he could be that guy, that's different. But if he's a complimentary piece to Steph and you don't know what's going to happen after Steph, you can't give up those many picks.
Yeah.
That Bane, and it's the same thing with Kessler. We can give up those picks because this is going to be our core.
Yeah. I don't blame them for asking for 3, obviously.
Yeah.
Warren should ask for 7, but.
Take 3 in pods.
Uh-huh.
Or 2 in pods. That's what I'd say.
I don't think the Warriors would do that, would they?
2 in Moody. They would do 2 in Moody.
Moody's, unfortunately, I like Moody, but he's damaged goods right now.
Yeah.
No trade value.
But I think that's the Warriors' move. And it's funny just
Warriors
because.
It's Zion, I told you.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
Even a guy, like they missed out on, when you look at the Sixers, it's kind of insane because what are the Sixers? If I am the Warriors, look, I'm not saying this is going to change the world, but if I'm the Warriors, I am calling the Sixers, and I know, based on when he got moved over there, we'd have to check, but I'm calling the Sixers about Anthony Simons. Like, what is Anthony Simons doing on that team, on the Sixers? He's going to get buried.
Watching.
Yeah, right? I mean, this is a guy, he can score a little bit. I'm not saying it's going to change everything, but it wouldn't cost you a lot. You go get him. He gives a scoring pop. He can just cook with that second unit. That's the type of stuff that the Warriors need to look to do. The only other world is giving up that many assets, but doing it for somebody that you will think can shepherd in the next wave. I don't think Trey Murphy is that guy. And it's no disrespect to Trey Murphy. I just haven't seen him do it in a winning capacity. But if there is somebody out there like that, that's your move since you messed up those drafts all in a row.
I know that the Warriors, especially ownership, would never admit this because if you've read anything about Joe Lacob, The Victory Machine, I think, was the best book on this. He doesn't believe that you have to rebuild. I mean, his thing is, no, we'll just stay good. So I don't know that they would acknowledge this. But where the Warriors want to be in the short term, I don't think they can get there from where they are with what they have right now. They're so committed to older players making a ton of money. I don't think the moves are there for them. I don't know that they're available to improve enough to get to where they want to get to, especially with Jimmy Butler hurt. I don't think you can do it, period.
And the other part is Steve Kerr. You know, people love him. They hate him. He is stuck in his ways a little bit. And I saw, was it Shams over the weekend? It was somebody from the 4-letter network talking about, well, the Warriors could have got into the Jaylen Brown sweepstakes and they could have given up 4 firsts, anything like that. Now, obviously, that's a crazy price to pay. But on top of that, I don't know if Steve Kerr and the Warriors view Jaylen Brown as their type of player.
I think that's right. Definitely. I mean, Steve Kerr didn't even see Jason Tatum as his type of player.
Right.
And he might have been right about that. But I think it was your friend Brett Siegel who reported today that the Warriors kind of asked about Jaylen Brown and the Celtics were like, didn't want any part of it. I have to double check on that.
Just because they beat him in the championship?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I believe Brett Siegel reported something along those lines. Because people have been wondering, why didn't they just go out and get Jaylen Brown? I'm not sure.
Eastern Conference. Who cares?
Well, if that's true, then it probably was a case of Boston going, you don't have anything we want.
Yeah. We don't want pods.
Right. We're just not interested in making that deal with you. Not because we're afraid of what you'll become. We don't want what you got.
Here it is. Bill Simmons, the Warriors did not counteroffer after their initial trade offer for Jaylen Brown was declined. And then Brett Siegel quote tweeted it. There was never any trade offer from either side. Golden State reached out to gauge interest and Boston wasn't having it.
There you
the
go.
Celtics did not want any of the Warriors' assets, and that was that.
There you go.
No offer was made because Boston didn't give it the time of day.
And your day of reckoning has arrived when other teams look at you and say, we don't want anything you have. The Kings have been there. They're still there to a degree. Hey, let's do something. No, we don't want anything that you have. Yeah. So how the Warriors are going to get from there to being relevant again and keeping the building full and competing for another championship for Steph, good luck.
They'll be looking at they'll be someone to pay attention to at the trade deadline. Maybe that is, to your point, that Zion shout. I'm surprised we haven't heard more about that, but that Zion shout.
Talk about a guy who's not their type of player.
At some point, you just got to give that. I mean, but here's the thing, though. Isn't that Jimmy, too? Didn't they stop didn't they stop that when if there's a player that's good enough to not be that type of player, then they'll do it, and they didn't have to pay or give up as much for Jimmy because the Heat were done with him. Versus it's one thing to not love a player. It's another thing to not love a player and have to give up, 3 first-round or 4 first-rounders for Jaylen Brown, and he's not really our type of guy. Even if Zion isn't, he ain't going to cost you 4 first-rounders.
I also think it's interesting that we're not hearing anything connecting the Warriors to DeMar DeRozan. I'm not surprised, but I think it's interesting. I don't think there was ever really any strong feelings one way or the other on that.
Yeah, that would be more about same idea. Not really our type of player, but we're probably going to get him close to the minimum. So, and he can help and get buckets when you need it.
I don't know if he really wanted to go there either. I don't know.
Him and Jimmy, again, the spacing, it just would not be great at all. And Jimmy isn't what he once was defensively either. So,
and let's be honest, who knows what he's going to be?
That's right.
Back. Nick Bosa, by the way, apparently looks great, Alan.
I saw that.
He looks great.
He fit. Very fit.
Yes.
Is how he.
Somebody said he looked better than he did last we saw him.
Okay. It looks like we have the scores here, so we can get to it.
All right. Is Allen's team in line for any kind of trophies? We'll find out next. Also on what's cooking. Another big brand team comes rolling through the River City. That's next on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Hi. I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust. Along with my partner and associates, I have been helping accident survivors recover for their injuries for over 25 years. And we can help you. There's no charge for calling. So please call us today.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
On BritBox, there is a place where stories twist like cobblestone roads, grand manners hide secrets, and stakes are higher than seaside cliffs. Find places worth getting lost in on BritBox. Watch new series like The Other Bennett Sister from the world of Jane Austen and A Woman of Substance starring Golden Globe winner Brenda Blethyn. If you want to get away, you're in the right place. Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Free trial at BritBox.com.
Order up, Sacramento.
And for you, sir?
I will have the gabagool. The dinner bell rang, and it's time to find out what's on the menu.
Lunch? Oh, you gotta be kidding. Lunch is for whips.
So fire up the grill and crank up the burners because it's time to find out what's cooking on the Drive Guys.
Give me all the bacon and eggs you have. Do you understand?
Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
I'll have what she's having.
Got Alan's golf results. That's what's cooking. Also, this note really quick. 49er rookie defensive end Romello Height suffered an injury during practice today. He was carted off the field, so there was a lot of concern there, and it turns out not hurt. He just had cramps. So some good news. Obviously, there must have been serious cramps if they carted him off the field, but that's good news.
Well, and this is high alert right now. I mean, I saw one of the, doctors, it was a real one too, on social media saying, yeah, training camp can be ugly early for some people. Obviously, they haven't played at this level, the heat, things like that. So whoever your team is, you just got to hope and pray that they leave with limited injuries.
Well, think how hard that is for Ramsey when you've got like 7 or 8 teams you got to work.
You're hoping for
favorite 7
a
or 8
lot of
teams.
luck.
Yeah.
A lot of luck.
Yeah. How lucky were you guys today in the Bobby Jackson tournament? You have some results?
We have results.
Okay. Get that winner's music ready, Jay.
We don't have the name, but the winners came in at 16 under.
Yeah.
And Matt said we're going to need about 15, 16 under to get it done. Okay?
So you guys, and you said what? You think you're top 5? Isn't that what you said? Isn't that what he said?
I said maybe 10, 9 or 10.
What?
We came in at
20. I said 20, 19 for 20.
2 under.
Oof.
Total gross 70.
I might be 25th.
2 under's really bad in a tournament like that.
31st.
31st.
And Chris is already saying there's some questionable scores here.
Oh, there always are. No question.
We played it straight.
Yeah.
That's all we know. I think we were second to last. Some said no score. Some of them just didn't. And then the one after us says plus 11. So it says -5. There's a couple at -5, then -4, 3 under, 2 under, then plus 11. And then the next 2 groups just didn't. Said, you know what? We're good. So that's where we at. How are you? You got to have 2 sticks. We only had 1 real stick.
Yeah. Did they have, seriously, mulligans available? Because that's one way you win those things. You just stock up on mulligans.
No.
And sometimes you can use the mulligans. You don't have to use them for tee shots.
No, we didn't have any of that.
That was
maybe
not available.
Some of them was using them.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think there might have been something.
That's how you do well in those tournaments.
I think there might have been something we didn't know going into it.
2 under, it's not going to cut it. Plus, with the bickering, that's what you need to focus on. Don't focus on, did someone else cheat? No, focus on your own sorry-ass team and the lack of morale.
No. What happened was...
Right, Jay? Don't focus on everybody else.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
No, we were fine.
The backbiting.
No, I need to see some video.
Dysfunction.
Of what?
That 16 under. Who was playing in that?
We told you before. We don't even know who's there. Like 16 under is probably going to be the winning score.
Yeah, and then it ends up being right at 16. Right? I don't know about that one. I'm glad you brought that up, Whitey. A little suspicious. Everybody said 16's going to do it. And 16 did it.
That's about what wins these things.
Hopefully Matt wins something in the raffle at least. Leaves with something.
Yeah.
But it's about the friends you make along the way.
Yeah. And it's about all the good you did for the charity before you left early.
Part-time. He's a part-timer.
Look, man, I was out there. You know, people said, "Oh, I like your shirt." You know, I got a couple compliments.
There you go. That's
got to do with you leaving the half.
I'm just letting you know.
The kids out.
Man, stay focused here. You're trying to divert our attention.
Somebody said, "I like your shirt." Somebody said, I
great.
like your J's. I had the ones. Draper was like, "Oh, you got the ones on." I'm like, yeah, I do. You know.
You donate? Did you put those in the raffle?
I thought I forgot them. I was rushing out of there. I thought I left them outside the trunk. Somebody says, how many breakfast balls did Allen get from the 5-3-0? I played it straight. You know, I actually drove the ball well today.
Flat stick kind of betrayed him.
The putter, there was specifically a birdie. We could have birdied. Matt was like, we were 3 holes in. We should be 3 under. We should be 3
right.
under.
He was right.
He was right. And we weren't. We were not. So if we were 3 under, then those guys, we should really more so be. We're really more of 5 under than the 2.
Yeah, that's too bad. And I guess the only reason they were 2 under is because you left. No, that didn't come out right.
That is what he said, though. That is what he said.
All right. Beautiful course, though.
Great course, great people, a lot of local businesses, food, beverage. A lot of people were enjoying themselves. Got to see some friends and meet some new ones as well. So great time, great job, Mr. Bobby Jackson. I would have said hello, but just busy.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't have a conversation.
Then Scott Marsh says, "Alan, don't walk by and not say hello." And it was him, Frank LaRosa, and the crew. I said, and G-Man. Oh, sorry. I legitimately didn't see. I'm running around. I'm trying to
network.
Get checked in.
I'm trying to help the kids.
I'm trying to help the kids. Jay said I got to help the kids. Before I take off.
Yeah. That dish was not very tasty, but what else is cooking is another big brand team coming rolling through the River City. What's left of the A's hosting the Red Sox for 4 games. It's still a big deal when you have the Yankees come in, Dodgers, the Cubs, the Red Sox coming in. The Red Sox have been hot. They've cooled down a little bit after winning 15 straight. But how about that? The Boston Red Sox are in Sacramento.
That's going to be fun. I know it's midweek, right? Or it's not a weekend.
It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it feel like we're to the point now? I mean, we haven't talked about attendance gate in so long. Is it just done at this point?
I don't know. The whole thing about the attendance, I've been assuming all along that, well, you want to have good attendance to impress Major League Baseball.
Right.
And obviously there's something to that. Although David Sampson told us, he said baseball doesn't really care about that.
That's what he said.
I think the bigger issue for Sacramento in trying to get an expansion team is having enough people come out where you can get the attention of some investors. Like, oh man, people love baseball there, you know?
Yeah.
That I think is probably the more pressing issue.
Right. You know what else though? It's funny because I know they had it wasn't as bad as last season, right? Last season when they lost 20 games straight or whatever it was. And I know they had that rough stretch, but Whitey, it does stop me if you think I'm reaching. It does kind of feel like stuff cooled off a little bit after the Sacramento pitch.
It did. I mean, obviously that's not to say that's why, but it definitely did. And the A's they have fallen apart. In some ways, it's worse than last year. Because remember, last year they had that one stretch in May into June where it's like, wow, 19-21 or whatever it was. This year, my goodness, Alan, I don't know if you pay much attention to run differential, but I always keep an eye on it. Right now, the A's at 44-61. Their run differential is minus 125, and that is the worst in Major League Baseball.
Insane.
Because they, game in, game out, will get just annihilated by pitchers who can't get anybody out. And pitchers that are having a hard time developing in this ballpark, which is the second most offensively heavy or offensive favoring ballpark to Coors Field in all of baseball.
It's just not a good combination.
No.
Not a good combination.
Yeah. So this has been more like last year. They had that bad stretch. This has been more like, they're having that bad second half.
Right. And you don't know, because that was the whole thing. Hey, you take away that stretch, we're a playoff team. They can't even really say that this season. And the other thing is, too, you start to second guess yourself, right? A lot of these pitchers that I want to throw this, but the guy that's what I, told Matt. He outdrove me on one of the drives, and I said, I got about 15% of that ball.
Attaboy.
So I don't know how much you got, but that, to me,
was
you got
it true?
me there. I didn't get all of it.
Oh, okay.
I had a little pop up, but got me by a bit. I said, I got about 15%. Just to let them know. But here's the thing. If they birdied those holes after I left, maybe there was a little bit of head games. And we were all on the same page, but, if you start cooking after I dip, Biederman and myself, then we got to at least ask the question, right?
So you're finding a positive in the fact they played better after you left, and that maybe it's because you were in Matt's head and you were keeping him from playing better.
Everything is on the table, Whitey.
Okay.
We don't know that for a fact.
All right.
But everything is on the table.
What, if anything, do you think the Giants will do at the deadline?
I saw passing. This was on Threads, not Twitter, but he basically said, don't get your expectations that high. He says, somebody says, has the return, and this is more so about what the Giants would get back, right? Has the return for sellers dropped over the last few years? What's driving this? And then Paston says, deadline is not going to return much for the Giants because the quality of the players the Giants are selling doesn't carry all that much value, which is kind of obvious. Not because there's anything inherently different about the deadline. They'll do fine. Luis Ariz and Robbie Ray are second-tier types. A top 100 prospect almost certainly isn't happening. I would temper expectations. So it's not necessarily about what they will and won't do. We know Bob Nightingale said Jung Hoo Lee is probably not getting moved, but they are open. to Elliot Ramos conversations. And that's the thing. Everyone's saying, sell for Arias and Robbie Ray. You're not going to – thank you, Jeff Passan, for, answering somebody. But those of us that are kind of following this, you're not going to get a huge return for rentals.
The problem is if you're a Northern California Major League Baseball fan, neither the A's organization, not the players, the organization, nor the Giants organization really care that much about winning. They want you to come out to the game, spend a lot of money. But when it comes to doing the things you need to do to win, not that interested.
No.
Both these teams have failed us this year. Failed us as Northern California fans.
I don't really.
44 and 61. Which one? Both of them.
The A's, I don't really.
It, though.
Yeah.
It was expected.
I thought the A's were capable of much better.
You fooled yourself.
This is the second year in a row. Hey, they could get that third wild card. They're turning into, who's a team that we always joke about this? The Cardinals with Kyler, or the Falcons. We were just talking about the Falcons. I'm not, the random NFC South team that's going to sneak in and do some damage. That's been the A's the last couple seasons. I'm telling you right now, you can cut this. You can mark my words, this time next season, or when the next season starts, whenever that is because of the possible lockout. I'm not doing it with the A's. I'm not falling for it. I'm not doing they could be the dark horse. I'm just not doing it. Not while they're, I think to your point, Whitey, while they're in Sacramento, baseball is secondary. So I'm not doing it next season. I promise you that.
Right now, they're the guy that's like sleeping on the couch in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Hey, can I crash here before I move on?
Right.
Move into my new place.
Not even a pullout.
Yeah.
Not even a pullout, Whitey.
Not doing any chores or anything.
No. Just
not
sitting
doing
there.
any dishes.
No. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Come home, they're eating your cereal. Dude.
Exactly.
Dude.
Dirty dishes in the sink.
Dude. You could have done something. They're not doing
thanks
anything.
for letting me crash at your pad.
Yeah.
Bro.
So how long is it going to be? Just checking. No. I'm not rushing you out, but how long did you think?
Yeah. We'll be back and see who Alan's pick right now is for surprise team in the NFL when we wrap things up on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Skeeter here, my card. Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. I never met a Culex terrasalis I didn't want to smack. That's Latin for mosquito. Hey, it's time again to fight the bite. Time to protect yourself from West Nile virus by applying insect repellent. Once a week, drain stagnant water and report dirty green swimming pools. Ew. They're breeding grounds.
The Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite.
My card never gets old.
For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
I get it, Jeffrey Simpton. Jeffrey in the chat says it's clear Bond should be in the Hall of Fame. He was the cream of the crop during his day. You see what he did there, Alan? Clear and the cream.
Oh, yes. I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Director of Rec, who's had a big day in the chat. 31st out of how many teams, Alan? You said your golf team today, Bobby Jackson Classic, was 31st.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. I mean, it does end. It does end, so I'm trying to
Sounds like a lot of those teams had, like you see in NASCAR, DNF did not finish.
Right.
They crashed.
I mean, it just gets to a point. I mean, let me tell you this much. People were having a good time out there. There was a lot of good times to be had.
Mm-hmm.
Like every other hole, there was a tent with something.
Gotcha.
You know, but there's also Beach Hut was out there too. Had to grab me a Sammy. Well, a little cut of a Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could have another one, but but I just kept it pushing, White.
Yeah. You know? Was it awkward for you when people were saying, "Hey, there's the guy who replaced Draper"?
No, I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, okay. Good.
No, I just to tell them, well, that's not what happened, but we can run with that. You know, people.
I mean, eventually you did.
Yeah.
It's not like, yeah.
Somebody asked me, "Are you not doing the show today?" You know, somebody else in the group ahead of us. I said, "I'll be out there." Matt said no.
Yeah, I told you. If you heard it, Matt probably got Wally pipped.
Good show.
Oh, yeah. Brendan comes in, does
thing. Brendan, talented individual.
Yeah.
Talented individual. Kayla doing her thing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
a little comfortable in that big chair.
I was going to say, a little fire there. You leave me on a Monday.
Uh-huh.
Let's get after it, Brendan. One of the best show ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad, and I'm sure a lot of people had some hot Kings takes. Well, Kayla, I know she's going to be out at training camp pretty darn soon here for the Niners.
Yes, I forget the day myself, but I also heard about that.
So that's going to be
a lot going on out there.
A lot going on. So I'm wondering on that game if that's Matt by himself or if she's doing anything.
Check-ins.
But that'll be
live
a lot of
look-ins.
Yeah, that'll be definitely something I don't know that we did. Well, I don't know if any of the hosts went out there. So that'll be something unique for us as a station this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
See how fit Nick Bosa is.
Very fit.
So whatever happened with his brother, they just gave up on that, the Joey thing?
I don't think they had any interest in doing that financially, and perhaps for other reasons too, but
it felt like everybody kept talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just like everyone's talking about Debo. They're going to get Debo. They should get Debo. Will they get Debo? They ain't getting Debo, but people are still talking about it.
Better chance to get Joey Bosa than Debo?
Nope, they're not going to get either one, so it's tied.
Come on, Jay. Come home, D.
It's a flat-footed tie. They ain't getting either one of them. Come on home, D.
That's not where it started. Was it Debo? No, it was a different.
It was Dennis Schroeder.
That's right. That's right. It fits for Debo.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I want to give a handout. I want to hand it to. I wrote it down. I couldn't read what I wrote. Want to hand it to 2 NFL teams. One, the Denver Broncos. This is incredible in this day and age. We were just talking about the Giants and the A's, and they just want to make money. The Denver Broncos, thanks to an agreement between the Broncos and the Metropolitan Football Stadium District, whatever that is, because of this agreement, some tickets will be sold on Tuesday at a steep discount. Via the Denver Post, half-price tickets will be available on Tuesday at 10 a.m. local time for fans in Denver. Some tickets will cost as little as $23.
Dang.
That's great.
That is great.
Yeah, they don't need to do that.
Mm-mm.
You know, this isn't like, oh, man, we can't sell any tickets. They sell a ton of tickets.
They just came off the AFC Championship.
Mm-hmm. Specific rules apply. Tickets are limited to 4 per household. Tickets can't be purchased for more than one game. No refunds, cancellations, exchanges, resales, or transfers. But how about that? The Broncos had a 99.5% season ticket renewal rate with a waiting list of more than 100,000. The Post report doesn't specify how many tickets will be available, and whatever they got, it'll be gone like that. But that's pretty cool.
That is cool because, I mean, out of all the sports, due to the urgency of it with there only being, you know, a handful of games in general, especially when you split that between home and away, those football games are no joke. No joke when it comes to the price tag. So it means a lot to do that for football versus, you know, basketball, you're going to about 40 of those bad boys. Baseball, obviously, a ton of games. But football, it is tough to get out there.
I applaud them. I applaud not my favorite team by any stretch, but the Green Bay Packers. According to a report I saw on ESPN a while ago, the Green Bay Packers will not sell naming rights to Lambeau Field.
Wow. So it's going to stay. It's not going to be.
For now, because they could make a ton of money, but it's Lambeau Field.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's not throw something on the front of it.
Right. It's not Verizon Field at Lambeau or anything like that.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the back. Yeah. Lone Depot.
Right.
I guess that's already, that's already in, where are they? In Miami. Lone Depot Park.
Not a lot of people there, Alan.
No.
They got a little losing streak going. They've lost 12 in a row.
Yeah.
But I applaud them.
I don't know.
They could easily do that, but somebody still appreciates. Maybe there's some, maybe they end up making more money in the long run this way. But I just appreciate a nod, at least an acknowledgement of history and tradition.
Well, I mean, it is going to cost them at some level, So for them to say this is more important, good for them. I mean, AFC West, clearly not a fan, but hey, people call them the donkeys, but they did something good. Sorry, I just had a thought though.
Yeah.
When we were talking about Debo, he definitely should go to the Raiders. Isn't that obvious? Raiders have a pretty terrible wide receiver room. Kirk Cousins, Debo can really help out. He could be Kirk Cousins' best friend. He could be Fernando Mendoza's best friend for a couple years.
I think physically, Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers just wore him down. I don't know if there's anything there anymore.
No, I'm all in.
Phenomenal. He's a very unique player.
I'm all in.
Okay.
I don't, look, he is closer to where you were. I don't know where his family is set up shop now, but I think you definitely should take a look if you're the Raiders.
All right.
I know he probably wants to play on a contender, but somebody's got to want you to contend with them.
Now, we haven't made any final decisions yet, but Jay and I, earlier today, we circled back to the whole discussion of surprise teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
My pick right now, I'm leaning towards Houston. And I know, they're already supposed to be good. I think they could be really good, like Super Bowl, surprise Super Bowl team good.
Okay.
And Jay, I have to admit, I forgot which way you went on that. Lions, that's right, with their easy schedule.
Okay.
So, again, those are two teams that are pretty good, but we're saying they're going to surprise by how good they're going to be. You have any thoughts on that? Again, you're not going to be held to this necessarily.
You know who it is from Freestyle Friday. The Minnesota Vikings.
Really?
That's my team. Kyler, people sleeping on Kyler. At least for the first 7 games. And then once the weather breaks, I'm not sure. But those first 7 games, they going to look great. I'm going to go with Kyler.
Somebody was golfing with Chris Watkins today.
Maybe that's part of it too.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm going with.
Well, thanks for abandoning the kids to join us today. It means
There were no kids there.
Well, I just, in theory. Thanks for joining. Thanks. What I meant to say was thanks for coming in.
Of course.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We're back with you tomorrow. Stick around. More great sports talk coming up.